Thanks for listening to the Von Haessler Doctrine podcast. Remember, you can hear the show every weekday from 9 to noon right here on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. Live from Sherwood Forest in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, Hour 1 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable, mid-morning chat host, Eric Von Haessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires, Tim Andrews, Autumn Fisher, Jared Yamamoto.
And hashtag It's Almost Friday, Eric.
Hashtag It's Almost Friday. That's a way to live your life. Yeah, just forget about today. Nothing can be done today. Don't be productive. Don't do anything. Just stand pat, you lazy fools. I was going to use the B word.
So-and-so.
You lazy such and such. Just blow off today. If you're sitting here right now thinking, hashtag It's Almost Friday, I will guarantee you that you will never contribute anything of value to this world.
I tweeted.
Well, that's true. You did do the hashtag thing.
Right.
And your retweeting game is awesome.
That's right.
But I just don't see you as, well, a class of people we might identify as innovators, doers.
Well, I'm happy to sit here and just do what the computer tells me.
Until Friday, right? When you get some time off. I spend all of my time on dreaming about the time off.
And I'm sneaking out at 3 on
Yeah,
Friday.
wow. You're really adding, not subtracting from the world while you're breathing. So welcome to you. And I want to say to everybody, it's okay. It's all right, America. The Von Haessler Doctrine is here. I know you're being driven crazy. Well, there's a few of you out there, a few on the left and a few on the right, who are so entrenched that you wake up needing the tension. Like, oh my God, I had to sleep for 8 hours. I wasn't tense about politics. Now I need. So we got those people on either side. Then there's the rest of us who just see it as a carnival, and it's annoying, and it can get to you. But I'm here to say, it's all right, America. Once again, coming through with 3 stellar radio hours and 1 30-minute podcast. The Von Haessler Doctrine is here. It's okay, America. By the way, I want to bring people, if people think that things are bad in this country, I'd like to bring a little good news. This is what I call we got to get a sounder for this. This is my, the progress we're making. Because as you know, if you read the news at all, this horrifically horrible country that we live in, with a stained past by all bad, apparently. But you know what? We're working through it. We're making progress. And I like to let people know. For instance, there's a story there. I don't know if you're going to bring this to me or not, Jared. Maybe not. Maybe you don't recognize good progressive news. But we're doing better, America. Because I just saw a story that said that who removed the black jack-o'-lanterns?
That would be Bed Bath & Beyond.
You can get jack-o'-lanterns at Bed Bath & Beyond?
You can.
I guess that must be in the Beyond part.
Yes.
That's Beyond Reason.
It's the plug-in ones.
So there were jack-o'-lanterns and the color was black, and there was a complaint that it seemed like blackface.
Yes.
And Bed Bath & Beyond stood up. No, they did not stand up. They immediately buckled, and so... You think you're living in a country that isn't getting better? Look what we just did, folks. Bed Bath & Beyond is no longer selling a jack-o'-lantern that comes in the color black.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful and everything, but I think they should also get rid of the orange ones. I find them very offensive.
This offends you.
Very offensive. I know they won't, but I'd like them to.
We'll have to get in touch with Bed Bath & Beyond.
Do they have any white ones? Just leave the white ones. Everybody likes that. That's fine.
No orange.
No
Get rid
orange,
of the
no
orange.
black, no yellow. It's just white.
All right, let's do this.
Headlines for Thursday, October 24th.
hot in here or is it me?
It is a little
Is
warm.
somebody messing with that? Because I always turn it down. Is it you, Tim Andrews?
No, I don't touch
There's
it.
rebellion here.
No.
There are rebel forces.
I have my coat on, see?
I like it cold.
That's why I'm wearing my coat.
And I'm the host. So what I like is what should rule around here, right? This roost.
Alan's changing it. Maybe you should take it up with him.
All right, Alan. Listen to me. Alan and I already, as I have let you know, during the commercial breaks, we strip down naked and engage in Greco-Roman wrestling.
It's a sight.
It is a sight, and it's very hard to get the oils off at the end of the show. But I'll tell you what, this dude can fight. But I think he'll tell you. He gets a little more resistance out of me than he expected. Because once I take these clothes off, I'm a warrior.
The AJC's John Spink has been looking for those photos. He wants to post them up on the AJC.
Yeah, I know that, and maybe one day. But right now, the audience is growing by leaps and bounds, so I have no need to humiliate myself. Oh, if we ever have problems, if things go sideways and we start losing audience, that's when you pull out the personally humiliating photos. And then I don't care, as long as I can get an audience, right? Remember, it's America in 2019. There is no difference between fame and infamy.
Correct.
You get people looking at you, and that's all that matters. Now, what do you got in the headlines?
The libertarian group, the Institute for Justice.
I'm a libertarian. I don't know about... Oh, no, actually, I am familiar with the Institute for Justice. It's kind of the libertarian version of the ACLU. So, like ACLU will look for cases, to stretch the boundaries of the Constitution.
Right.
And this Institute for Justice or whatever, I'm pretty familiar with them. They kind of do the same thing to push libertarian ideas. They'll pick cases and bring them to court to try to get precedents done. That's how things are done. Don't look at me like that, Tim Andrews. You look like a lost dog pondering a stop sign.
I'm just
listening.
I'm just happy the libertarians have found something to make themselves useful.
Well, it's the libertarian version, so it's less funded, less effective, but it's kind of the same thing.
Right, I follow you.
It's no ACLJ.
It's ACLJ. What is that?
That's the one Sebastian Gorka talks about.
Oh, yeah? The Sebastian Borka. Is
America First. Uh-huh. The ACLJ, fighting for your rights.
Do we compete with America First? Is that his show? I don't know.
No, it's afternoons.
It's afternoons, okay.
Yes.
Does he compete with Rush?
No, he competes
Sean?
with Sean Hannity
Wow.
for an hour.
That must hurt. That must that's made tension at the right-wing radio host luncheons.
No, we're getting along just fine, Sean and I. We both share a Mike Lindell pillow.
Okay.
My pillow. It's great. You just drink a bottle of Relief Factor, put your head on a pillow, and
And then the beets. Drink the beets.
Drink the beet
All the
juice.
conservatives are drinking the beet juice.
Do you need blinds?
I was wondering, that's the thing, though. Now it's Relief Factor. What is the decision in boardrooms? You know what? A conservative audience, this is going to be like the beet juice people. They decided, because it's Fox News, it was a lot of conservative radio
Drink
for a
your
while.
beets.
Yeah. It's like
Black cherry flavor's not bad.
So I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. My point is a decision is made in a boardroom that we're going to go for conservative talk radio people on this one. I think we'll do very well.
Yeah, we'll sell our blinds.
Yeah, they need relief.
Our sheets, our socks.
I like when when advertisers try to cozy up to people who listen to right-wing radio or whatever, and there's no connection,
Right.
but they'll just go, well, we all know Hillary should be in jail. Try our knee pills. It's like there's no connection. It's just like, oh, hey, you know what? If my knees hurt, I got to take a pill. I'm going to get it from the people who want to put Hillary in jail.
That's right. Take the knee pill.
What is the thing we came up with? Gun butter?
Gun
Get your
butter, yeah.
Hey, buddy, get your gun butter.
Get your butter churned by patriots.
Get your butter churned by patriots. These aren't Amish people. These are good Americans.
All right, go ahead. Give me some
So
headlines.
the Institute for Justice
Yeah.
wants to add 3 more cities to the list of Georgia municipalities that they say pad their budgets through traffic tickets and citations, excessive traffic tickets, I should say.
All right, hold on.
These tickets these cities are Riverdale, Morrow, and Clarkston, and they are making too much revenue off of fines and fees.
I guess the way that the baseline for most cities with how much traffic ticket revenue adds to their own personal budget. The baseline is that the average is like 3%.
Correct.
And so, well, thank you for letting me know that
You're
I'm correct.
welcome.
That makes me feel good inside. Riverdale collected 14% of their money. Morrow, 17%. And it says here, Clarkson, a whopping 25%. And I know that people's initial reaction is just going to be, oh, this is awful. Now, here's my question. Now, a city can decide to have whatever tone they have, right? In Roswell for years, now I haven't been pulled over for speeding in years because I'm getting older and I just don't speed that much. But I used to get pulled over. And in Roswell, they would quite often just give you a warning. Hey, slow down, man. So they're not, I guess they're not seeing as
You sure it wasn't just because you're Eric von Haessler?
No, they didn't know.
Yeah,
They never mentioned my name anyway. But they would do that. And so it wasn't much of building the budget. My question here for all these, with all this, are they giving out tickets to people who didn't speed? Are they giving out tickets to people who didn't break the law in some way? Because I don't like these arguments against enforcement, right? So as a libertarian, let me say, if there's a bunch of people speeding and driving like fools, hey, I'd rather you raise 25% of the budget from them than raise my taxes, because I'm going, 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, which is what I usually do because I think that's reasonable. I've decided that. I don't know why. I've decided that it's reasonable to go 60 in a 55 and 75 in a 70. That's just my thing. But why, as a liberal, how is this illegitimate? They're focusing more time catching people breaking traffic laws. Well, that's just a decision that you make. And usually a lot of these sort of speed trap places are between, I don't know about these individual areas, but a lot of times it'll be a place where there's an interstate or something that, for 4 minutes you go through some municipality and they're like, hey, these guys have been driving for the last 12 hours. They're doing 90. Let's make some money off them.
Well,
and maybe make the roads safer.
I can give you an example here in Atlanta. When you're driving on the topside perimeter, there's only one municipality that puts their little vehicles out that I see, and that's Dunwoody.
Right. Hey, it's a small place.
Yes.
And if I'm a resident of Dunwoody, if you want to catch this guy flying through, this arrogant guy from Tucker flying through, this Tim Andrews
on 285,
make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
I don't see. So as a libertarian, I don't think. Now you could say the speed limit shouldn't be that low, or it shouldn't be that here, or this shouldn't be the law. But if you're just simply choosing to enforce the law and focus more of your time, maybe they don't have all that much crime in Morrow, so they can put it there. But that's my question. As a taxpayer, wouldn't you rather that 25% of the budget is coming from this sort of thing than raising your property taxes? So look at
Clarkson
didn't expect that out of us libertarian, did you?
Clarkson, to your point, Eric, kind of makes sense because it's right there where 78 and 285 intersect together, and that's a very busy intersection.
Yeah, so you got a bunch of people driving through, going to Jacksonville. They don't care. They're doing 90 miles an hour. You get a little money on the way.
Yeah.
Hey, consider it a toll on their way to the beach, people. That's all it is. All right, next story.
Oh, we have an update to yesterday's story, actually. The standardized testing fiasco in Fulton County is over for students. On Monday, the computer problems forced school officials to cancel all of their tests.
All the standardized testing.
And there was a backup plan to have the kids retake the test, but now they say they're not going to reschedule the tests.
Oh.
A's for everyone.
That's what I'm thinking. Well, they say it's an evaluation. It's not a mandatory test, and it's an evaluation. This is from the... I don't know who writes the WSB stories. Oh, yes, I do. It's
Justin Gray?
WSB TV wrote this story. Give them a shout out. So the State Department of Education said the tests are not mandatory statewide. Fulton County uses it for screening for the gifted program, and a spokesman said they will find other ways to do that without the test results. Like what? We'll find other ways. Excuse me, you are a spokesperson for Fulton County, and you were asked what you're going to do, and you said, we're going to find other ways.
Are you smart?
There's a guy.
Or you could be in a gift program.
It's that guy. That guy's earning his paycheck. Hey, how are you going to do it? Other ways.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't really have any specifics for you.
Mark, you're smart.
I mean, if I turn that in as homework, I would get an F. But instead, I get a paycheck on the taxpayer's dime. Other ways.
Hey, what's 2 + 2?
5.
Good enough. You're gifted.
You're gifted. Yeah, everybody's gifted now. Have you noticed this? Man, when I was a kid, it was so long ago. I was so young and full of energy. That's not what I'm talking about. When I was a kid, when you would meet somebody who said they had a 4.0, it was rare. Like, wow. Like, we usually beat up the smart kids, but not the ones that are that smart. Like, you're above and beyond. Like gang members in inner cities. If somebody's really good at a sport, so they're not in gangs, the gangs spread the word. Leave that kid alone.
Yeah, he's going to be famous.
Yeah, that's how we were with. We'll shake him down after he gets his first million.
Yeah,
we'll hold his family hostage.
You're not keeping it real anymore.
That's right. But when I was so like that, that's you were protective. It's like, oh, they were special kids. 4.0. That's a perfect score over all of your classes. Now I meet children of my friends. Everybody's a 4.0. And then there are people, I have a 4.5. Huh? What happened there? There's only 100% of the pie. So how did we get that you could add more? Yeah, I got a 4.8.
Extra credit, Eric.
Extra credit is what should get you to 4.0. That's like saying, I brought a ladder with me to the top of Mount Everest. I climbed to the top of Mount Everest plus 10 steps. It's not all that impressive.
Eric Von Haessler. If you think the stock market is unpredictable, buckle up and spend the next hour here. Seriously, we have no idea what he's going to say next. Eric Von Haessler on 95.5 WSB.
All right, Jared, another story, please.
I've got a study from South Korea for you. Are you ready for this?
Ooh, yeah, I love South Korean studies.
Daily drinking comes with more risks than binge drinking, believe it or not.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. What's the reason here? Let's see. It's something to do with AFib. You get heart arrhythmia from daily drinking. And it would seem to me that binge drinking, I don't know that I agree with this, but then again, I'm not a South Korean survey guy.
Yeah.
So I don't really know.
You're not?
I'm not. I know sometimes I am mistaken for a South Korean survey guy, but I am not. But it seems to me that the danger in binge drinking is, well, how deep is that binge? How far do you go? Whereas daily drinking, I can understand where you're sort of chronically putting something into and you're kind of keeping a certain. But I mean, there's no way. You know what? Let's just call hogwash on this, because what if your daily drinking is 1 or 2 drinks a day?
That can't be bad for you.
Well, I mean,
they used to say it was good for you.
Well, yeah. Well,
yeah, but if it's like a vodka on the rocks and you have 3 of those a day.
All right, let me tell you something. If you're drinking straight vodka, I don't care how much of it, you've got a drinking problem. Nobody enjoys that. It's not, if you're sipping, I got my sipping vodka, you have a drink right there. That's like, you don't need a South Korean surveyor right there. It's not scotch.
That's why you should look at your weekends as kind of like your cheat days, You get a chance to go out there and do what you want on the weekends. Don't drink during the week.
Spoken like a good alcoholic. All right, I know what are we doing here? Outrage Corner?
Oh, yeah.
Is that why English Nick is doing the air drums over there?
Yeah.
You got to hit that ride symbol on that
That's
too.
right.
Oh, yes.
There
that
it
ride
is.
symbol.
English Nick with the fresh cut.
Yeah, he said, well, he was out for a few days, and I think he was just partying. He says he was sick, but he comes back, he looks great. So before we get into Outrage...
I plead the fifth, Your Honor.
Before Outrage Corner, look at him sipping his tea. I'm English. So, before, you two are very excited because neither of you are Americans, and you're really into soccer. So it's a big thing.
Wow.
This is how me and Jared bond over our immigration problems.
That's correct. Yeah. He is an immigrant from Bolivia.
Yes.
And you are an immigrant from England.
Down in the Shire there, so that's right there.
And you both like, so what's going on with the United?
Tonight, 8 o'clock, Mercedes-Benz. Our Atlanta United takes on the Philadelphia Union, and we're going to crush them in the second round of the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on, stop.
That was last time we were together.
This is Jared and English Nick drunk as hell at an Atlanta United game.
A bonding moment for sure.
Atlanta
United! All right. My mom told me a long time ago, she said, Eric, drunks are only fun if you're drunk too.
Yep.
Otherwise, they're really annoying.
Oh, we were with 60,000 other drunks at that point, so it was all good.
So before we go to Outrage Corner, since there's some sports here, the Atlanta Hawks open tonight, right? They're in Detroit.
Yes.
NBA makes these guys. Remember they used to do 2 or 3 games, like baseball. They would do series.
Right.
You play the same, and they stopped doing it. These poor bastards. I mean, I don't know. They're making money. But they had to get on planes. So they open tonight in Detroit
against the Pistons.
And do they play again tomorrow night or no? No, because we're supposed to go over there and talk to them tomorrow.
Correct.
So they have to fly to Detroit for 1 game, fly back. They open here on Saturday night. It just seems kind of silly.
You know, there's
You're
a
going
thing.
to play Detroit so many times. Why not play 2 or 3 in a row and not make people travel so much?
I thought they still did that. I had no idea.
They stopped it
That's
a few
weird.
years ago.
On one of the sports stations, the TV stations, they were saying NBA players have a problem with getting sleep. No wonder.
Of course, yeah,
They're
absolutely.
like, yeah.
I mean, they're constantly
It's a
flying.
big problem, apparently.
Hey, let's start this easy. Go to Detroit and come right back for your home opener.
Like even rock bands tour. They go from state to state,
Hey, you know what?
neighboring states.
How about this? Buffalo, Detroit, Milwaukee. There's a little line there. So we have got. So tomorrow's gonna be fun. Me and Jared and Jesse, the camera person. We're gonna go. We get like 20 minutes or
He's
something.
a videographer, sir.
Videographer.
Yeah,
Camera guy. Camera guy.
Yeah.
that dude with the
Camera loser.
Camera dude. And we're going to be, we get like 20 minutes or something with Trey Young, and I'm very excited about that. And if you're I know, and here's just the way that it is, okay? I've made my feelings known about the NBA and China, whatever. Guess what? I don't think it's on a 21-year-old kid to answer that. So that's not what this is going to be about. And you can digest that any way you want to. But I do want them to know. So I guess I can't get on the phone with this guy, not Trey, but the in-between guy, the PR guy,
Yes.
right? John?
That's his name.
All right. So, is that his name?
It is.
The man's name.
I thought it was his title. Thank you, Jared.
You're welcome, Eric.
The man named John, who represents the Hawks.
John, king of the players.
This is what I said, Jared, earlier this morning, I said, Jared, could you work it out to where maybe I can just have a quick phone call with him in the afternoon? And then Jared came back and said, he can't do it. He's in Detroit.
Oh, phones are down.
What, do you have to fly to Atlanta? Anyway.
The crank's broke.
They're being very nice. So I just want to, it's a transparent show. So I love basketball. I'm really into this Hawks team. By the way, I don't know. This is the year where I think we can maybe get to the playoffs.
Like this is number 8 or 7 seed, right?
People are not looking, and I'm just trying to be ahead of the game here and tell you that they're building something real. The coaching staff is real. Trey Young is real. 3 of the starters are 21 years old. Another one is like 24, and the oldest is 26. So they're building for the future, and it's exciting to me, and I'm interested in meeting him. But, on this show, I'm not going to go talk to Trey Young and then play a 10-minute interview because that's just my audience is just going to know that that's not the way this show is. So what I would like, I think this would be fun. We bring the camera dude, Jesse, and this Jared Yamamoto is always bragging about his game.
Oh, yeah.
His basketball game. So what I would like to do is mic everybody up, and we do the interview while Jared is showing off his basketball skills, and Trey Young can let him know what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong, give him some pointers, and then in between we do some talking, and then I pull clips out of that, and that's how it would work on this show. Because I don't know that they've ever heard the show. They just think it's cool that somebody who has a show with such a massive audience is
who's not a sportscaster.
I'm not a sports guy. They got the sports guys down, right? But I have to make this interesting to my audience, which is always, and I'm thinking, what's the hook? Well, the hook is that the great Trey Young is telling Jared Yamamoto what a horrible basketball player he is.
Maybe not.
And I want to get this across to the Hawks organization. Anybody who's listening, there'll be no Hong Kong stuff. And I recognize that he's 21 years old and has a future. And even though that we're going to be having fun, I will not put him in any situation where they have to go back and do, because, once you add comedy into things, then people can get in trouble.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Just ask the people here at WSB. I know how to protect the shield, but they'll get more time on air if we do it this way than if I just sit down with Trey Young and just ask basketball questions. They'll actually get a little more out of it. So if you're listening, I know John's phone's not working because he's in Detroit, but I'm just kidding. He's being very nice. Just let him know. Let's do this.
Outrage Corner
That's outrageous.
with English Nick.
Not like about Trae Young. He doesn't care about his hair, how it looks. Look at the official picture. It's just like, hey, deal with me.
I'm here.
All right. What kind of outrage you got going over there?
I think this is one that's going to outrage you.
So it's not necessarily outrageous in general,
not
but
to everybody.
It's something that will outrage me.
It's gonna.
How long we known each other? About 20 years.
20 years almost.
So you should know.
Yeah.
You should know what angers me.
Yeah.
Have I ever yelled at you in anger?
Oh, never.
I don't think so.
No. You may
Have you ever looked back in anger?
I do look back in anger constantly.
You've
Every
yelled-
time I think
I've
about.
heard you say that.
Yeah, and you know what is interesting? I think twice you have yelled at me in anger.
Really?
Yeah, you're a very emotional person.
Very emotional.
I remember once over at 96 Rock, I caught you in the hallway or something, and you were having something going on, and wow, I was like, ooh, I've never seen that side of him before.
It was probably a day where Tim Andrews was giving me a task I didn't want to do in promotion.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I go in and I'm laughing.
A lot.
I'm laughing. You ever do that, like at work? Like those people that you laugh and joke with, and you're just like, hey, man, oh yeah, right. Like your wife is gonna. Whoa, I'm sorry. It's like the guy just turns on you and starts yelling. Okay, I thought we were having fun. Now I understand. All right.
You ready to be outraged?
I'm ready to be outraged.
Americans spend nearly $500 million on Halloween costumes for their pets.
All right. Okay. All right.
Dog and cat costumes.
No one has a right, I should say, out of any of the people who are spending $500 million, that's $500 million. I'm not good at math, but I know what $500 million is. So anybody who's spending any money on a Halloween costume and contributing to this big number, you do not have the right to complain about the economy of the United States ever again. Ever again. If you find yourself with enough disposable income to go out and purchase a Halloween costume for your dog, who, by the way, this is good, doesn't know it's Halloween. Wouldn't care if it didn't. Doesn't understand what it is. This is you projecting. You understand that you have maybe a mild mental problem, an issue. Some therapy, perhaps, is necessary here because the dog's not getting nothing out of it.
It looks so cute, though, in the costume.
So you're not-
Izzy looks, my little Boston Izzy looks so adorable in her zombie slayer kerchief. And Rizzo, the other Boston we have, she's a little skinny thing.
Yeah.
I bought her a little Wonder Woman outfit.
You know what
They're big fans of the show.
She loves DC more than Marvel.
My favorite costume that's gone viral this year is people's dogs in Chucky costumes.
That one is hilarious.
It's the best. He's running at you with a knife, a fake knife. It's great.
Yeah, but see, what's going to happen is, there you go again, when you're projecting stuff that you think is funny.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is that dog, other dogs aren't going to know it's Halloween. They're going to lash out.
Rocky.
Because they think
The dog's got a knife.
They think a serial killer dog is coming at them. You're putting the dog in danger.
Hey, Eric, you keep mentioning dogs here. I know you've got cats, but you can dress up your fur babies, too.
I don't have fur babies.
Your fur baby.
I don't have fur babies.
Your forever
First of all,
babies.
cats are a little smarter than dogs. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
And cats are putting up. Okay, which animal is smarter? The one that sits there and allows you to put a ridiculous outfit on them, or one that goes, no, get out of here? Which one's smarter?
You do have that's a true thing. There was a video of cats in costumes the other day.
Yeah.
People were hollowing out old teddy bears, old stuffed animals, and putting them on the dog or on the cat, and the cat's like, no.
No, the cat knows.
Pulling it off.
First of all, the cat is like, all of us cats got together and we rejected the concept of holidays years ago. We're ahead of you. We think they're stupid.
That's because you cats are lazy and lying around all day. That's why.
If you are dressing your pet up
Fur baby.
for Halloween, you may have a slight mental problem. Not a big one. Doesn't mean you're not functional. You can drive to work and make coffee and all that.
Whatever.
You know what day of the week it is. It's a mild one.
You produce.
But you may need a little bit of therapy on that. They're not people. They're not people. Just admit it to yourself. You don't want to have kids, and that's okay.
That's okay.
It's not okay to pretend these other things are kids, though. You see, that's when we get the iceberg that says there may be a mental illness down below the waterline. All right.
Oh, I want kids. I just want them to die every 13 years.
I think about that. I think about that with pets. I'm 55 now. It's like, how many, I have the weirdest thoughts. They're not really,
who's going to be my last pet?
Yeah. Every time you get a new kitten, it's like, is this the last one? Mm-hmm. It could be short for me, long for them, or anything in between. That's what I tell all the
Make
ladies.
sure your son's like whatever pet you get next.
No, you're coming with me when I go.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, like an Egyptian.
I said we'd never be separated.
That's right.
Forever.
Get in that casket. Shut up.
forever.
All right, what's next on the outrage meter?
As Halloween approaches, thousands of witches will cast a binding spell on Donald Trump. This is going to happen on October 25th.
Oh, boy, you're in trouble now. You got a coven of witches. Here's the response I got.
Go to hell.
Well, I don't know.
Go to hell, you nutty witches. I'm a warlock.
Look,
Are you a warlock?
I'm a warlock. I went to Hogwarts for a year. A little too silly. I really liked Professor Snape.
Yeah.
Now, as you know, Eric,
I don't know. I'm not.
Well,
I'm a well-adjusted adult, so therefore I don't know anything about the Harry Potter
Barron
movies.
told me, but Snape, he taught potions. He taught potions, but he knew a lot about the dark arts, which he taught me. I'm great. I can do occlumency.
You can do what?
Occlumency. Go to hell. Go to hell. You can't read my mind.
All right, English Nick, what other stupid outrage stories do you have for us?
The Cherry Hill Public School Board in New Jersey is saying if you have $75 in debt at the cafeteria, then you will be banned from prom and activities and
getting a yearbook.
Yeah.
And
Pay your debts.
People are outraged about this?
Yeah.
This is exactly what we should be teaching kids in school. You pay your bills, or there's going to be consequences.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll be like, no, first of all, if you can't afford the lunch, it's free everywhere. Like, how hard is it? So if you're not paying for your lunch at the cafeteria, that means you're spending that money on Lucy's. That's what that means. You know what a Lucy is? You know what a Lucy is?
Yes, it's a cigarette.
Single cigarettes. The kids, they'll, now I don't know in the time of Jewel, whatever, but you're spending your money at the candy store or something. Because if you're poor and you can't afford lunch, you get it for free, right?
Yeah. So, and even, I think it's still only $2-something.
Well, look, check your privilege. $2.
Well, you know what the biggest temptation
was? A lot of
was?
money to a lot of people.
A lot of the Metro Atlanta schools have got Chick-fil-A breakfast in the morning.
What?
Oh, that's not good.
And
That's not good.
And I mean, you'll spend all your lunch money there.
Chick-fil-A is great. What are you? You're wheezing over there. You all right? Are you dying?
You won't need lunch if you eat a Chick-fil-A sandwich for breakfast.
What was that cartoon with Muttley or whatever? If they ever do that again, I got the voice actor right here.
Y'all.
No, the Chick-fil-A is great. I love Chick-fil-A, but it's not something you should be eating every day. And if you have it available to kids every day, they're going to go for it every day if they can afford it. It's not a good idea. Nothing's good to be eaten every day.
Wouldn't the solution to this be let private companies go in and do the cafeteria services?
Oh, and exploit our children? Very nice. The next thing you'll be in favor of is charter schools so our kids can get out of bad schools and actually learn something. You obviously are highly corrupt and owned and by the top 1%. English Nick. Thank you, sir. Hour 2 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I don't know how we can top Hour 1. Of course we will. We always do. But after that first hour, I think we're all going to... Is everybody ready? Everybody got their coffee? You got your Red Bull ready to go?
Second cup ready to go.
This is the thing, is we get the audience so excited about a great show, and then it's one of those things where you just can't let them down. Yeah, that first hour was great. Every hour must be greater than the hour before until we finally just die of hypertension trying to ratchet it up. And who do we do it for? We do it for you, the listener. But you don't care. I've been drinking. Let's do this.
More headlines for Thursday, October 24th.
That's my line.
Yeah. Don't you love it, though, when the drunk person starts out really nice and then somehow it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you got a great show, man. I tell you, man, I listen to you all the time. You do it different. And this is really great. But you know what, though? You don't know what it's like to really work for a living like me. And then it turns negative.
Mr. Funny Man. He's a funny radio guy.
Why don't you say something funny? Okay.
She worked 9 to 5.
Never Trumper.
Yeah. They start calling me a rhino. I don't know. Where does this come from? I deserve this. All right. What do you got?
State Representative Billy Mitchell, who is a Democrat from Stone Mountain.
Okay, number one. I don't know this guy, but I have a belief that Billy is all right until you're about 22 years of age. Then you become Bill.
Yes, or William.
Or William. One of my best friends. Yeah. When we were kids. Billy. Today, 2 grown men Hey, Bill. How you doing?
So you prefer me to refer to him as Bill Mitchell?
You should. I don't know what you're talking about drugs for. Reefer. I don't know what you're talking about there. But, no, you should call him Billy. I'm talking to Bill, who doesn't know he's Bill yet. I'm assuming that he's a grown man.
He is a grown man.
Billy, children are named Billy. Men are named Bill or William.
What about Billy Wilder?
The famous director?
Yes.
He came here from another country. I'm gonna give him a break.
Billy Martin.
He was a man-child.
That's
Billy
true.
Martin.
He played
He
baseball.
acted like a child.
Right. All right.
So it just proves my point.
All right.
Proof of concept. Thank you. All right. Go ahead.
Well, Representative Mitchell from Stone Mountain is set to introduce legislation next year to allow college athletes to be paid.
Oh, yeah. Now, people are thinking that this is like a paycheck thing. This mirrors what's going on in California.
It's exactly
It's not a paycheck. It's not a stipend. What it says is that you can make money off of your name if your name is generating income. So if you have a jersey, if you play for the Bulldogs and you're from... Or I would get the guy. Is Rochester still on that team? The guy had a last name Rochester. on defense. I don't know if he's still on that team, but my family lives in a city called Rochester, so I would get his. But whatever. If you get somebody's thing, that they would then get money for that. Which on one hand, as a good capitalist, which I am, I would say, look, it's his name. If you're buying a jersey with his name on it, I know you're getting the scholarship and blah blah blah. But if your jersey is selling more than other people's jersey, you ought to be able to get money off of that. Now, as is usual in life, hey, I tuned into talk radio, Erica. I don't want to know nuance. Just give me the black and white. Sorry.
Headlines only, please.
There's also a downside. So if you say it's I believe it's somebody's right. If you're using their image or their name to make money, that they should make money on that. But can anybody here see the possible pitfalls here? If I am a player now, it's in my interest to sell more jerseys, which means it's in my interest to create an online brand, have a personality. Maybe it's not even everything that happens on the field, but maybe I show up. You never know. Sometimes he has green hair. Sometimes he has blue hair. Whatever the brand is, the encouragement here is going to be, and college football and college fans are very much about, this is real team. These aren't the pros where everybody's in it for themselves. This is about the team. A few teams still don't put names on jerseys so that you can, they're just a team. You don't know them individually. They forget they have numbers, so you can look it up. But, that's the concept. So within that college, that will be broken down because you're going to have somebody 18, 19 years old in college not very far from now who's going to have that Odell Beckham Jr. mind, right? Or Antonio Brown mind before the craziness, but just the idea of the branding, and you do that on social media, and you stand out.
Yeah, wide receiver that catches a pass, and when he catches the pass in the end zone, he puts a tweet out taking a selfie of himself.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
So however it's done. So I think the capitalist in me says, if that's your name and that's your image and money is being made, you have a right to at least a portion of that money, even if you've got a scholarship. But the other side is, it is going to change the game of college football. You got to remember, every year there's only going to be a handful of people in the game that can demand this, right? Most people that play college football, their jerseys aren't even available to buy because you don't have a market for it. But whoever the team decides is their face, there's a little bit of pushing there, and then it's not going to be long before you get these individuals in a team sport who are pushing their own thing. And that's the way the world is, folks. You can go back now. I know you turned into talk radio just to not hear about nuance, but turns out they should be able to do it, and there is a downside. And I'm here to tell you, you can hold both those ideas in your brain at the same time. You don't have to choose.
I can't.
I know. You want stories about the original Fights Award.
When are we going to find out about it?
I'm going to have Sarah A. Carter
When's the
on.
IG report coming out?
I believe that Newt Gingrich is going to tell us.
I know that Barr is looking real deep into what happened.
Yeah, I know that talk radio has convinced you that Attorney General Barr is going to put everybody in jail.
That's right.
Yeah, so...
All right, I'll wait.
Look forward to that letdown.
Hey, Eric, I think we have this guy's buddy. I think this is his neighbor. He left an open mic for us last night.
Is WSB based in California? Your liberal bias is nauseating.
Busted. Do you have the opening theme? Can you have do you have the opening theme at your fingertips? Could you start the opening theme of the show? Because after it's already we have been busted.
No.
And there's part of me. There's part of me that. Are you ready? All right, go ahead, hit it. Live from Hollywood, California.
I knew it.
In the heart of the great Los Angeles metro area. The Von Haessler Doctrine begins now. Yes, absolutely.
Damn hippies, I knew it.
Yeah. I love that concept. The station that plays Russian Sean for 6 hours a day. Obviously.
4.
Liberal.
Only 4.
Oh, what?
Well, Rush is on for 3. For some reason, I'm only on for 1 hour.
No, you're on for 2 more hours. Don't you listen later on?
Well, it's the same hour. Repeat it.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
No,
is.
it's not. It's
it's later on at night. You're 100%. Eric is right.
So
if anybody tries to call in, they're going to get it's just going to ring and ring and ring, and I'll be sucking on the jewel.
All I'm saying,
Sean, sounds like a personal problem there, buddy.
Is that there is 6 hours of the 2 most famous radio conservatives a day on this station.
Do I look like Mark Levin?
So here's the
TikTok.
Guys like
Is WSB based in California? Your liberal bias is nauseating.
Yeah? Well, here's the thing. You don't have to deal with it anymore because obviously you're not listening to me right now. Like I could call you a jerk or something. You wouldn't know it because you're not listening, because you wouldn't listen to a station that has a California liberal bias.
Where does
He's
that come
listening. He just doesn't hear you.
Yeah, he's hearing the news reports.
He's one of these guys who thinks he's clever because he refers to somebody as a rhino. Did you get me there? See what I did?
Mitt.
They yell at me like people go, at Von Haessler, he's a rhino. And then I stump him. I say, well, I'm not a Republican.
You're a lino.
A libertarian in name only?
Lino.
You lino! That's what I am. If anything, I'm a wino. Good old-fashioned wino.
Yeah.
A woman in name only. Thank you very much.
You know, the other thing.
I prefer to be as a wino.
You know, the other thing we'd have to change, little inside radio thing here, we would have to change our name from WSB to KSB.
Oh, that's right, because we'd be on the other side of the Rocky Mountains. Little radio
Mississippi
stuff.
River. Thank you.
Is it
Yeah, it's
River?
Mississippi
I'm
River.
sorry. I apologize. I mean,
Please.
Yeah.
sorry for being dumb.
Spoken like a true Californian.
I don't know nothing.
I didn't have to take broadcast history in college because I'm smarter than everybody.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. This is the show and the stations in favor of power blackouts all over the state. I'm trying to talk the state of Georgia into cutting our power from time to time.
Look, is California working?
Yeah, of course it is.
All right, then. We should do what they're doing.
It's a dreamland where you get
Celebrities live there.
Yeah, your power is turned off for a week at a time.
Yeah, but maybe you'll see Brad Pitt down at the Starbucks.
Sorry your electricity's off, but we've got transgendered immigrants coming from Honduras that need health care.
Now, that's a dream state, if you ask me. It's amazing. They're cutting off the power out there again this week.
Yes, they
are.
are.
Now, you mentioned something. First of all, that is not America. In 2019, any place where you live where they just cut the power and you're just out of that is not. And I don't mean I'm not talking. This is not coding or what's the dog whistling. I'm not saying it's not America because the makeup of the demographics. I'm saying that is not the American attitude. The American attitude is we keep the lights on and we figure out a way to bring the fires down, whatever that is. We don't say, oh, you don't have power for 3 days this week. But you bring up a good point about celebrities. I'll believe when Hollywood has to stop their television making and movie making for 3 days or 4 days. They're inconveniencing the restaurateurs and the people who have businesses and they can't be open unless they can afford the diesel that emits the carbon to keep their lights on while this is going on. But have they done it yet where Hollywood actually, that's a lot of money. If you lose 1 day in shooting in Hollywood, that is a lot of money. And I'll believe that this is for real when it hits those guys.
Yeah, but PG&E CEO Bill Johnson says...
Pacific Gas and Electric?
Yes,
Billy Johnson?
Yeah, Billy Johnson.
Yeah, to his friends.
Yeah, he says the utility and its customers are at the mercy of Mother Nature.
No, they're all of a sudden... let's go back to 1957. Mother Nature wasn't born yet. And therefore, the state of California were able to have, well, let's go to 1970s. Wait, Mother Nature had not been born yet. This is brand new to California, wildfires. I've lived my whole life, never heard of them. No, every damn year. There's the winds, what do they call it, the Santa Ana
winds.
And I lived out there. It's crazy. But they figured out a way to be able to keep the power on. And now they're acting like, because you know what it is? They get to hide behind this climate change thing. So, well, not only is it inconvenient, but it's California. If you voted in a few more Democrats, what's that? There are no more slots. All of the political slots are held by Democrats. We've done what we can. That is not America. We're turning off your power for 3 days. All right, so I'm looking on the Hoda and Jenna show.
Great show.
Jenna's not there.
What?
No, she's not there today. I think she's out of town.
She's on maternity leave.
Yeah, maybe. I read something.
She's got a lot of kids.
Yeah. She's going to have another one.
They're popping them out like you wouldn't believe.
Thank you,
More Bushes for 30 years from now to lead a country.
Did they ever refer to this as WSB when George W. Bush was popular? Somebody must have.
I did.
It's W.
I loved WSB.
So I've been watching Hoda and Jenna there on the monitor, and it's Shriver is there, Schwarzenegger's ex-wife.
Yeah.
And
Skeletor.
Hoda is there, and then somebody else. And the segment behind them on the wall, it says, Girl Talk. And
perfect.
Looking at this, though, I just think it should be called Aging Lady Talk. I don't see any girls. Aging Lady Talk.
Postmenopausal talk?
Postmenopausal talk would be the proper, because I'm a stickler for, I don't like that false advertising.
Mm-hmm.
I want the truth. And quite frankly, I think that middle-aged ladies have more interesting things to talk about than, girl talk. Excuse me. Yes? How do you consider yourself a girl or a lady or a woman or a gal or a chick or
a little bit of a broad.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good word. That's a good word. She's a broad.
I think so, too.
Yeah, I think it is, too, because to me, it's not a negative. It says, you know what? She can hang. She's not going to bother you with a bunch of girly nonsense.
She's just a cool dude with long hair.
That's what it is. And also different parts. Different parts.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to be in the category of cool dude.
With a long hair.
I don't want someone to call me dude. I don't want another man to call me dude.
People do refer to women as dude now. Dude has it's widened its scope and now includes women sometimes. But I have too much respect for women, and my respect for Hoda Kotb.
Is that how you say it?
I don't know. I think it's
coffee.
No, Kotb.
Oh,
Kotb.
I guess I only hear it. I've never seen it spelled.
Maybe it's Kobt. Is it Cobt? I don't know. Anyway, I'm more interested in what she has to say because she's one of these people.
She's very subtle.
She's subtle. She's one of these people. I don't know her, but you just look at her face, and her face looks like she cries a lot. Like, I look at that face, and I think, she just, cries over anything. A lot. Oh, Alan, that is a horrible... Alan, that is so non-2019. I appreciate you. You got the old ladies doing the girl talk segment on Hoda and Jenna. You got Kelly Clarkson is answering questions from the audience. All right, Kelly, let's get in the studio and get that next album going because that TV show ain't going to be around long.
Hey, y'all. I feel like it's a lot of hey, y'all.
She's a very nice person.
I'm not saying she's not.
No, I know you're not. But it's I don't know. Somehow people in entertainment get this idea that we're just going to do good news. And it just doesn't. We're just going to have a nice.
People love good news.
I just saw her go, because I have the, not subtitles, but closed captioning is on. And I see, stick around. I have another very special person that wants to meet. People like that for 3 days. I'm sorry. That's humanity. You wouldn't have a good show. It was like, okay, we're going to have a showbiz show, right? And we're all just going to sit around and go, wasn't Elizabeth Taylor great? I mean, she was just fantastic. Who's going to listen to that? Now you start talking about her 7 husbands and who she screwed over, and, you start getting into the dirt of stuff.
Yeah.
That's human beings. They get interested in that sort of thing.
Yeah, they said the same thing about Ellen.
No, but Ellen is understands that she needs to entertain. Ellen has something.
Right.
Right? Ellen, first of all,
she dances.
She's great at pretending to be nice.
All right, maybe you know people. I assume that she's nice, but I'm not buying your narrative on
You don't
Ellen.
have to buy it. I'm not selling it.
Okay. Woo, wow. Let's take it to the parking lot.
I'm a woman.
Wow.
That means something.
That would be like if it was online. Talk show host destroyed by strong woman. I feel like I just dealt with that. Ellen was a performer, a stage performer, a comedian, somebody who had dealt with audiences and had that to bring. Whereas, Kelly Clarkson's a great, singer and musician and all that, but that's not being a TV show host. I think if you're a good comedian, it's an easier transition because you're standing up there with a microphone, you're dealing with an audience every day. And also, the thing is when people come out of comedy, they can usually apply that to other things because if you're standing up there on stage, it's crazy. People expect to laugh every 30 seconds or so. And these people go up and do 45 minutes, 50 minutes. So you really get into that rhythm and you know when audiences are getting bored. Whereas, what I'm saying is she brings performing pedigree, right? Doesn't work for everybody, but she brings that. Someone like Kelly Clarkson, because she's going from music and that world to television, is really going to have to rely upon the consultants and the people around her and trust them. And they don't know what the hell they're doing. If they did, they would host their own show. Let's do this.
Hi, it's Paul Stanley, and this is Paul Stanley Presents, the latest in music and entertainment news, only on the Von Haessler Doctrine.
Speaking of musicians making a transition to entertainment, the great Paul Stanley
That's
from
the only transition I'm making. I'm staying all man.
I know that, but you've been wearing makeup for years. So
That's okay. Guys can wear makeup.
Absolutely. You guys showed it. But this Paul Stanley, he and Gene Simmons, I don't know who the other two are anymore. But
Just a couple of fellas we pay. Don't worry.
Paul and Gene Simmons have promised the world that this is absolutely, we swear to God, our final farewell tour.
But Midget Kiss they're still going to tour for another 5 years.
Isn't that Little Kiss?
I call it Midget Kiss.
Okay, so.
And Lady Kiss.
This Paul Stanley came to me and said, I got to have a career. I got to have a post-Kiss career, and I'd like to be an entertainment reporter. So every once in a while we give...
and let me say this, a lot of entertainers, guys like me who are musicians and have been in the periphery of the entertainment industry for hundreds of years.
That's right.
Feels like.
Yeah.
A lot of them will...
No, it has been. You guys had your first hit 100 years ago.
That's true. And, a lot of those guys just go work for XM or Sirius or whatever.
Yeah.
That's too easy for me. I want to learn how to do it right.
You actually...
I tail Jared around and learn how to produce.
Yeah, is that what you're doing? I was wondering why you're following him around.
Yeah, that's right. He has a nice-looking lady friend.
Yeah.
Too.
I thought that might have something to do
hey,
with
do
it.
you like a 60-year-old man?
Paul was telling me his second...
60?
Thanks.
Paul was telling me his secondary strategy was to write a book and then mass blast emails and letting people know about his new book on every radio show around the country.
Yeah, but writing a book takes a long time.
Yeah, you're into paintings.
I like painting. If I can do a painting of my life, maybe I should do an illustrated history of Kiss and call it Kisstory.
Ooh.
Paul Stanley paints Kisstory.
That's the way to. Well, first, don't let it get away. This Paul Stanley told me, he said, Eric, I want to start in the mailroom with basically climb the ladder. But he does have aspirations. He wants to host Entertainment Tonight one day. So
that's right.
Hopefully, we can start it right here. Can you hit us with some entertainment news, Paul Stanley from
Okay,
Kiss?
guys, the Dennis Quaid is 65 years old.
Dennis Quaid, one of the Quaid brothers, not the crazy Randy Quaid brother, who's
They're
up
half-brothers.
in Canada with the beard and the wife.
Right, no, he's back in the United States,
is
but
he?
he's nuts.
He lost it.
Remember when he put the Rupert Murdoch mask on his wife and they had sex and he put it on Twitter?
I don't remember that because I'm not on Twitter, but I guess I would have.
It was hot.
Yeah, I'll bet. So, yeah, they're nuts. They say they're running away from some people who try to murder celebrities.
The Star Whackers.
Yeah. The Star Whackers.
I know a couple of them.
Is that what you used to call your groupies?
Sure, the Star Whackers. Because I have a star on my face. Hey, where are the Star Whackers at?
So, okay,
but
this is
bored
Dennis.
out of his mind.
This is Dennis. He can't read and hear at the same time.
I understand.
He's
65 years old.
Right. Okay. Now this is the one he's doing the insurance commercials.
Yes, I've seen those ads.
Dennis
Good for
Quaid
him.
is a very good actor.
Handsome.
I don't know why he needs that money, But he's a very good actor.
Well, in a space, there was no franchise. He never got into a franchise.
No,
picture.
he didn't. No, he didn't.
He didn't. But he's a good actor.
He certainly is. Now, why is he in the entertainment news, Paul Stanley
he's
from
married.
Kiss?
Well, he's engaged to a PhD student by the name of Laura Savoy.
He's 64.
Yes.
How old's Laura?
Doesn't matter.
How old is Laura?
Uh-oh.
She's 26.
She's 26.
How old is he again?
64.
65.
Hey, good for
Good for him. He's 41 years older than her. And, you know, if they have kids, well, he's just never going to see them.
Yeah. Will she still need him? Will she still, how's that go?
When she's 64, he'll be dead. So I hope she doesn't need him.
He can still throw the ball
around. If he's 105, he can play with his little kid.
You know,
you think they'll spend the summer in the Isles of Wight?
Probably not. They'll probably go to, like, I don't know, Biloxi.
They're going to name their kids
That's where I go.
Vera,
I like to gamble. Vera,
Chuck,
and Dave.
Yes. So, enough of the Beatles references.
I don't like them.
I know, but I never got from Kiss music that you would have been a Beatles fan.
They got nutty with the drugs.
Yeah, you don't like that.
And the mysticism from,
you're
India
not into
or
that.
whatever. You know, they follow some guy with a beard.
You're not into that.
No, just
you're a good
Swami
Catholic.
or whatever they call it.
You're a good Catholic.
That's
every
right,
Sunday.
I think so. I don't know.
Give your confessions every Sunday.
I do.
So,
Gene was so mean to me.
Are people... That's not a confession.
Well,
that's a gripe.
I put poison in his coffee and he pooped all day.
That must have made for a great
I did
stage
17 novenas after that.
So,
sorry.
Is he getting a lot of backlash?
He
for this?
is. You know,
she's pretty. I've seen her. She's 26. It just seems crazy. First of all, as a man, you just go, "Hey, way to go, Dennis Quaid."
That's what I said.
Yeah, but
get it when you can.
But in reality, I mean, how long? I guess they're getting married.
Yes.
So when she says "till death do you part," I mean, we're talking about a few years here for her.
Maximum 30.
It's not like
she's got a whole new life to lead after he dies.
Look, he looks healthier.
She's not going to say She's not going to say "till death do you part." I do. She just goes, "Sure."
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like saying, "Do this thing for 10 minutes."
Yeah.
I could do anything for 10. It's fine.
Now,
Absolutely.
how would you react if it was like some 65 old lady marrying a young guy? You wouldn't care.
Also weird.
I would be bewildered.
That's already happening in France right now with Macron.
Oh yeah,
the
Macron.
president of France.
President of France.
Macaroni is married to some old lady.
No, she's not that.
She was his teacher.
She was his teacher.
That's creepy.
He's hot for teacher.
He was.
She's like 60.
That's a great song. I wish Kiss.
He's got it bad.
He's got it bad.
That drums at the
Got
beginning.
it made, not bad. He's got it made. Got it made. Got it made.
No.
I think it's made,
He's
not
got
bad.
it bad. Got it bad.
I
got
thought
it
it
bad.
was made.
No, it's not.
Why you?
He's got it bad. He's got it. Like
I always thought I've got it. I thought it was like I've got it made. I've got it made.
He's
I've
got it bad, so bad.
He'd only have it
we
made
all
if
hear
the
different
teacher-
things, and obviously you heard the right thing, and I heard the wrong thing.
He'd only have it made if the teacher was hot for him, which she wasn't.
Listen for this, because I know Autumn better than the audience does. Listen for her to have be high and mighty and have arrogance for the rest of the show, because she taught me something. This will happen.
No, it won't.
I warned you
How
about ladies.
when that song came out?
What song?
Hot for Teacher.
I don't know, 1984.
All those years.
Yeah.
All those. Oh yeah, the album was called 1984.
That's right.
So I think I know when it came out.
Do you like the song Pump?
Pump?
Yeah, the song Might As Well Pump.
I love that song, as a matter of fact.
Canada.
I just didn't hear them properly, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why they want to go to Toronto?
I know. Who would?
Yeah.
Not even the Raptors
They
like
have good strip clubs. That's why.
Well, that's
what I
true.
hear.
Yonge Street. Wow, have a good time. Anyway,
Yonge Street?
Young, yes.
Yonge?
Young. Spelled weird.
You ever
but
go to one of the Toronto strip clubs, Autumn?
No, I would love to, though.
Ever work in one?
I mean, I don't like to
we
talk
don't
about
have
the
a
every time in my
Claremont
life.
Lounge there too?
Hey, look, she didn't just.
It's
this
a
is when
chain.
she was
It's a chain,
younger.
Paul.
So she was younger.
Oh.
Look, she didn't just become a veterinarian. She always had a dream of being a veterinarian.
Yeah,
and she
I had
made
to
her
pay my
money.
way through school.
That's right.
I like ladies that got something you can grab onto, so that's
you
why
like,
I go to the Claremont.
Oh,
When I'm in town,
Are
yeah.
they still doing that at the Claremont?
What, taking off the
They've
clothes?
kind of mixed it up a little bit. You have attractive women, but then you also have the classics. That
Listen to this guy.
Classics. I like it. Classic.
Well, that's what they're known for.
Large.
Hey,
Women
Gene.
with real bodies.
Hey, Gene,
Yeah,
there's a
but,
lot of classic
you know-
ladies out in the audience. Oh, I don't care.
I'm not a big fan of
Seasoned. How about
I have
that?
nothing against the people at the Claremont, but I don't. People always
You want
to
some
go
extra
there.
seasoning, baby?
People always want to go there, and I just, it's not a scene that I dig. Because
We'll go to
first of
Follies
all,
then.
Follies. Yeah, I've never been there. I ain't never been.
You'll like it. Go in the afternoon.
I don't go to strip clubs, Paul Stanley.
Well, look, we'll go. We'll have a good time.
I've never enjoyed myself at a strip
You'll
club.
love Follies.
Yeah, I will? No. I was just thinking, it's like I'm paying a bunch of money to what? Why? What?
It's fun.
Well, you know why.
I sound like Jared. It's fun.
The computer I could spend hours on doesn't cost me a dime. Just the electricity.
Computer won't rip you off in the back room.
I guess I don't have that real experience.
That's the fun of it. You want another story before we go to commercial?
Yeah, let's do another story.
Kim Kardashian West says that CBD is helping her get through law school.
Is it cannabis oil or something like that?
Well, it's some sort of thing from marijuana that doesn't have any psychoactive stuff.
So people just use it to relax? What's that, Kim Kardashian?
I use it to relax.
Okay.
Yes, because she's going to law school.
It's very stressful.
Going to law school. And also being beautiful.
Going to law school and constantly taking selfies.
It's very stressful. You use the CBD oil.
I use CBD oil.
You know,
I tell them it's because I have glaucoma, but it's
well, you're in
just
California.
for
You could smoke pot all the time.
And listen, she has the nicest closets.
Right.
And when she takes so many selfies, Eric, her little elbows and shoulders get messed up. So
why do you say little? Because she's a woman?
Well, she's.
You know what? These millennials.
I've seen her. She's not little.
She's so bad.
I would like a Guardvier with you during the commercial break, please.
Say you rub that CBD on your little shoulder and your little elbow.
Are you requesting a sidebar?
I would like
to. That CBD oil, my wife uses it for aches and pains, and she gave some to me. It doesn't work at all.
Just smoke.
I might as well have been putting. I might as well have just been rubbing baking grease on my elbow or something.
Warning! Do not chug milk before listening, because you will laugh out loud.
There's Van Halen, Eric.
I always heard that as I've got it made. Isn't that something? It's really not something.
It's something dumb.
That's something is stupid, like Autumn says. Yeah.
I guess that's what the something is. I'm an idiot. Hey, well, I'm sorry, Paul Stanley, but something has been... So what's going on here? You told me that our company, the company that owns us...
Yeah.
What did they just spend? $2.27 million? $2.27 million?
Well, so Cox owns the esports professional team, the Atlanta Reign.
Yeah.
And we just spent $2.27 million and bought a house over in West Midtown for all the players to go and play their games.
They're going to play esports.
Yeah.
So we own an esports team.
Specifically the Overwatch team.
$2.27 million they're paying for that. Oh, I'm getting more money out of these people. You got to be kidding me. They got $2 million for esports?
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, Paul. But I got to do it first. I think that sometimes with the audience growing the way that it is, maybe I should pull like not an Antonio Brown because he was too much, but maybe a Jalen Ramsey.
Sure, who's that?
Say, well, I don't want to go to another team though. I just kind of throw a fit and get more money.
How do you do that? You just throw a fit.
I throw a fit and say, well, you know what, my back hurts. Hey, Pete Spriggs, you know what Jalen Ramsey used to get the contract? My back hurts. I can't do any radio shows until I make more money so I can get my back fixed.
Eric,
yes.
I'm ranked in Madden, man. I can teach you how to play.
I don't want to go do that. I just want to make more money for doing this.
I'm ranked in asteroids.
Radio's in the hands of such a lot of fools trying to anesthetize the way that you feel. Why'd you pick this song, Alan?
Tired of it.
I think he's about to walk out. Hey, Sabrina Cupit, come in here real fast. Come in here real fast. Sabrina Cupit.
Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah, don't.
She's got a big announcement this week. A big weekend coming up for Sabrina.
Aren't you nominated for some sort of award, Sabrina Cupit?
Hello, yes.
Yeah, what award are you? Not an award, actually. The Georgia Radio Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So isn't that exciting?
Yeah. No, so you have to go there and sit there like the Academy Awards, and
you have to go there and sit there
and find out if somebody else sits like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Now, so I think let me speak for Sabrina Cupit here because she's a very nice person.
Thank you.
And this is what I'm going to speak for her, and then I'm going to tell you the real mind. Okay. So the speak is it's just an honor to be nominated, Eric. It's an honor to be nominated. Inside the mind, oh, I better get that thing. If somebody else wins that, I'm going to take them out. Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
You.
Don't be in. Whether they say yes or no, you're in the Eric Von Haessler Radio Hall of Fame.
Oh, well, see, that's all that matters.
And I live in the state of Georgia, so it's really kind of official.
That's right. There you go.
How many years have you been with us at WSB?
Oh, gosh, I've been here for probably 24 5 years or
Wow.
more.
You know what? You deserve to be in the Radio
Yes.
Hall of Fame because I think I've worked at about 15 different radio stations in that same amount of time. So just the fact, obviously, you're very good at what you do because you stuck to the best radio station in America.
Well,
So
yeah, it's easy when you work at a place like this because everybody's so cool.
you know what? I'm here now.
Exactly.
It got a little cooler,
It
didn't
got
it?
much
About
cooler.
5 years ago, got a little bit cooler.
Much
Sabrina,
more fun.
you're awesome, and
Thank
you deserve
you.
it. And
Thank
good
you,
luck
guys.
to you.
Thank
good
you
luck.
so much.
I was asked if I would attend, and
Yeah.
I asked if there was going to be other radio people there, and I was told yes, and so I took a flyer. But I'm rooting for you.
Watch it online.
That's right. I break out in hives. If I get around too many radio people, I actually break out in hives.
Yeah,
we don't
it's-
want that to happen.
You could come sit with us. You could
I
sit
would
with
love
me.
to. I
Come
would
on.
love to. Well, yeah, but then I got to drive there, and I think I'm going to the Hawks game. But the whole time I'll be thinking about you, Sabrina
Well,
Cupit.
I'm sure.
And
I
you-
feel the love.
You deserve it. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Thank you. I
in
appreciate
advance.
that. Thanks.
What do you got now? What are you going to pretend to be a news person and with the real news person walking
I know
out
it's difficult. I'm
Yeah.
intimidated with
Yeah.
seeing Sabrina.
She's nervous. Hey, Sabrina, turn your microphone off for heaven's sakes.
Radio 101.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, she's getting a big head. She thinks somebody else ought to turn off her microphone now.
Yeah, where's my assistant to help me with this?
Thank you, Sabrina.
That's for us lowly people to turn the mic off.
Tim Andrews is mad. He hasn't even gotten a MAD award.
Why am I mad? I'm
he's,
not mad
he's
about
upset
anything.
that he hasn't even gotten an in-house award yet.
Oh, I'll never get a MAD award.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, I'll tell you why. MAD award, that's called
They rig
making
it.
a difference.
They
no,
rig
they
it.
don't.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
they
they
don't.
do.
Now,
And you get a medallion.
We usually do these sort of things on the podcast 30, but let me clean some house here, all right? So to get one of these awards, you get a medallion, and you get a $100 bill, very crisp $100 bill. They take your picture, and you're part of the in-house propaganda screen for a month, okay? So the idea here is, because I asked somebody, how do I nominate Tim Andrews because he's such a grump? Just give him the $100 and get him off my back. And then the question is, well, it has to be that you do something above and beyond. Jared Yamamoto gets one every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Now, Jared Yamamoto has never called in sick once in 5 years. I got to give him that. How effective he's been on the job, I don't know. But you got to say.
There were some rough Sunday shows.
He has never, ever called in sick. During the 2 snowpocalypses, he trudged through the snow and got himself here. And these are the kind of things that you get these awards for because you go above and beyond. They don't have an award for having your stuff packed up and out the door within 30 seconds of the show being over. So, what
do you want me to do? Sit around?
If they did,
I love that I get.
I
No.
would
I
nominate
love
you.
that I get criticized for that, but I have nothing to do when we're finished. So what do you want me to do?
Well, we're all still talking.
You clean up, clean up some ashtrays
Yeah, but
or
you're
something.
babbling about nothing. I'm done.
So all I'm saying is, if you want, I got to have something to nominate you for. Like he didn't have to do this.
How
but
about
he
I get
did it.
nominated for not packing up and leaving?
Yeah,
after
but
the
you
show?
would take every other day off.
Oh, you see, okay, now
I
there's
don't
that.
take every other day
I'm
off.
sorry, every other
Holy
3 days.
cow, Alan! All hell has broke loose here on the set of the Von
Jared
Haessler.
gave me a high five for that. I know I hit.
No. He has a history of giving high fives that you don't want to be a part of.
Oh, boy.
And you only know that on the podcast 30. Have I started this thing up
You
yet?
have not.
Oh, what the hell? Let's just do it.
Even more headlines for Thursday, October 24th.
Autumn eats during the show. She's on a laptop computer, and she doesn't realize that she's right. It's not. I don't want to watch somebody eat salad that close, and I think she forgets. She's
What can
right
I do?
there.
Do you want me to close the camera?
don't- just
Because sometimes when I stop the camera, you get worried that like this thing is gone.
Turn.
The connection.
Just I don't know. Turn away or something. I don't know. You're doing just.
Write a little sign on a piece of paper that says, "Be back in 5 minutes."
Yeah.
Misspell it, put the 5 backwards, and tape
Yeah.
it up.
That's right.
I'll have Ellie do it.
All right.
Yesterday's big GOP.
All right. Give me some headlines.
I've got you right here, man.
I'm suddenly on Quincy. MD. Give me them headline right.
This is the big. This is the big story that everybody's been wanting to hear, Eric.
What? They don't want to hear about reflections on the television show Quincy? MD?
I'm sure some people would love
All
to
right.
hear about that story.
We can go all the way back to The Odd Couple, but not the movie, the television show. All right, go ahead.
Yesterday's big GOP protest / bust-in is overshadowing the impeachment hearing.
No. You got to say that because this is how lazy reporters are. Every description of what the Republicans did was referred to as storming. Republicans storm closed-door meeting. So a lot of people are saying that this is a PR stunt, a public relations stunt. I don't want to get in trouble with, cultures. So it's not a PR stunt; it's a public relations stunt, and I agree, it is a public relations stunt. But for Diesel, so what happened here? So I said all of this impeachment inquiry stuff is happening. Where are they holding the meetings?
Closed doors.
Charlie Rich?
Behind closed doors.
And by the way, before we get into this, I was talking about this yesterday, and I am talking to the hashtag resistance people because this is important. I know that you hate Donald Trump, and I deal with Trumpers. I know that there are people who think the guy can do no wrong. The truth is actually somewhere in the middle. But to the resistance people who hate Donald Trump, here is a question that will be difficult for you to answer. Why? Now, if we can all agree that 63 million Americans, whether you like them or not, 63 million Americans voted to make this man president. Now, the question here should be, you tell me why. And you can't say, resistance people, because he's so bad and he's orange and he's a bully and he's a racist. None of that counts. When I ask you the question, why is it that those 63 million Americans don't have a right to see these proceedings? Why is it that this can go on behind closed doors? The Democrats leak whatever information they feel will help their side. And remember, the reality of what's going on here is you got about 50% of the people who are cool with impeachment. We need to get that up to 56, 57, maybe 58 before we can really feel like we got something here. So everything's going on behind closed doors. Then the Democrats who run the committees are then selectively leaking out things that happened without context, without being privy to how they reacted to cross-examination or anything. So it puts them in charge of the whole narrative. Why is it that the 63 million Americans that, hey, resistance world, I know you hate them, but I've heard you talk a lot about voter disenfranchisement. I hear this a lot from the left. So what I want you to do is admit the truth. You don't care if these 63 million voters are disenfranchised, because why? Here's a political idea. We don't like them. And we don't like the person that they made president. And so therefore, that's the only reason you can have. You cannot have a good reason as to why these 63 million Americans who voted for Donald Trump do not have the right to watch these impeachment proceedings. Now, do you have a specific example of intelligence? That's why we go behind closed doors, because we don't want to give up our secrets. Congress people have the right to know things that we don't have the right to know in real time when it comes to intelligence. Why aren't we seeing transcripts other than the ones that you decide we can see? Are there intelligence problems? What about redaction? These are the same people who, when Attorney General Barr released almost all of the Mueller report, except for a very few redactions, screamed and hollered that we had the right. We had the right to see it. They were arguing that, hey, look, if you expose a spy in Europe, I don't care. We have the right. So now it's on you. I don't want to hear about racism or bullying or the border or Muslim bans or that he's orange. You're not allowed to have any of these outs. You have to tell me why the 63 million people who voted for this guy do not have a right to see what's happening in these proceedings that are put together to remove that president. Don't you think that they should be in on it? Nixon didn't resign when he saw impeachment was coming because he thought the American people would still be with him. He resigned because he was pretty convinced he'd lost the Republican Party. And somewhat as a little bit of a patriot, kind of didn't want to put the country through it, of actually removing a president. Hashtag resistance people. This is something you need to know. This is a big deal. And you don't know that. I have taken the temperature. They don't know it's a big deal. It comes down to, in their minds, he's horrible. anything we can do to get rid of him is a good thing. And I've never met one person at one cocktail party I've ever attended that ever disagreed with me on that. So we all agree. Whatever it takes. And it won't even hurt the Constitution, Eric, because history will know how bad he was and that it was okay. Now, the Constitution is vague within impeachment. You're not breaking any rules. It doesn't mean you don't have to answer questions, however. And that's the question that I want answered. I know how much you hate Trump. And believe me, I deal with the other side too. Trump can do no wrong. Both sides are wrong on that. He's a human being. He does some things right, does some things wrong. He's got a very belligerent style that turns a lot of people off. I get it. But that has nothing to do with why you're so convinced that it's righteous to not allow the 63 million people who voted for this man to see what you're doing behind closed doors, trying to have him removed from office. That seems reasonable. That's a reasonable question that should be answered. So that being said, that I believe that the 63 million voters who voted for Trump have a right to see these impeachment proceedings. And if there's some intelligence that comes up, you go in the back room you can take care of that and you can come back out. But as much of it that can be public should be public. Now, the other side of that is the backlash to my common sense yesterday when I said to Republicans, you finally have to look back and admit that it was a bad idea to impeach Clinton because you knew he couldn't be removed. So it's always just partisan politics if you impeach a president when you know the Senate will not remove that president. And I was driving home, I heard Rush saying one of the things that one of our callers said yesterday. It wasn't Lewinsky, it was Paula Jones, and he made a very good case he's saying, no, we were right when we did it, but this is wrong, which I think is absurd. But at the very end, he kind of made my point. At the very end, he goes, well, but he wasn't 60%, so it was never going to happen. That's my point. That's the standard. Nixon left because he knew he would be removed. That's real impeachment. Republicans and Democrats have to be on board for real removal of a president. Anything less than that, impeachment, when you know the person's not going to be removed, just means you hate that person and you want to stain their presidency, and that's partisan. Man, oh man. All these 24-hour news anchors are just so annoying. All of them. Doesn't matter what stripe, what flavor, where they come from. Just always have this haughty air. Like, well, they all think they're Tom Brokaw from 1984 or something.
Yeah, then there were 3. Now there's 300.
Yeah, but they're all. It's a very well. Today's proceedings are just. And you know that I'm smarter than you because being I understand the gravity of such things.
And then you have like that Kate Bolden who's just always dour looking and pouting.
Well, because he realizes how important things are.
Right.
Can't smile. It's like some of our listeners that don't understand the show. What's it doing laughing? You don't laugh at a time like this. We got a country to save.
That's right, and the president's doing all he can. What you did out here talking trash about him.
Ain't none of us able to smile until we get through this now. No good times. All birthdays and holidays will be canceled.
Except for Christmas. That's the most important birthday of the year.
We're going to make Christmas again. You know what's great is I'm not watching any television news. It's been a couple weeks now. And Christmas is the reason why, because in the afternoons I'm writing this Christmas show that we're doing in a few weeks. And it's so great. First of all, I'm getting into a Christmas mood, and it's not even Halloween. So I'm now become like Walmart or something. It's like the week before Halloween, I'm all Christmassy. So you get in a good mood because I'm listening to stuff and, getting stuff ready. But the blood pressure just goes down. When you don't, really, people, you should try it. And I don't mean try it for 24 hours. I don't mean try it for a week. I mean try it for a month. Live a month of your life. Whether you're on the left and you're really, really concerned, or you're on the right and you're really, really concerned, just try it. You would not believe. It is a drug. It's a drug, and they're the pusher. Doesn't matter what brand you like, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, whatever your personal high is. They know you're addicted. And it's kind of funny. Every day when you tune in, they got a little morsel for you. A little something new. A little more for you. There you go. There you go.
Hey, can I get my One America fix?
There you go. Well, now you go over there, man.
Yeah, that's the hard stuff.
That's like mainlining. That's like heroin.
Yeah, jabbing it right in.
Yeah, what
China White.
OAN. That's the heroin compared to this.
Oh, man.
They're just cocaine here on CNN and Fox. So you really should try it. I recommend it. It's a doctors should prescribe. Well, you never got interested in anything,
so
it doesn't really
look
matter.
at me.
I'm not preaching ignorance is bliss.
I'm not ignorant.
Not on everything.
Not on everything. Just on some things. Some things that don't end up really mattering.
Well, it does matter. Oh, yeah. See, now she goes the other end. The laws people write and things they do matter to your life.
They don't affect me. I'm not going to break a law.
Well, no, not until they write one that you break.
Nah.
Yeah, so you can have that attitude. I'm not advocating completely tuning out of the world.
Yeah, but still.
I still read. I get my news from the written word, and even though that's skewed, it's still just calmer. If you're reading something, you go, "Oh, this writer's got a bee in her bonnet," whatever. But it's not. You don't get up and start yelling at the newspaper or yelling at the online site you're at. You like you do with news.
Even 2 minutes of Lester Holt sets me off. I just start screaming, bull ass, and I walk out of the room.
That's not good for you.
No.
And that man doesn't have an upper lip. And that's disconcerting as you're watching it.
Saving up to buy a new one.
I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he just...
I don't have an upper lip. I'm Lester Holt.
So, he's not the only one. There are certain celebrities who do not have an upper lip. Reba McEntire.
Yeah, Reba McEntire has zero lips.
No, I don't even know. Does she have a lower lip? Or
I think there's like a little line.
Yeah.
She has ghost lips.
Ghost lips. Lips that were
They're
once
haunted.
alive?
No.
She has ghost lips because after she kisses you, you're haunted by them.
Wow. She's really into Reba McEntire.
I guess so.
Big country music fan from the 90s.
Don't climb that mountain high.
Does Reba still put out music?
She still tours.
Kind of a country and western TV host.
I love her voice.
Whatever happened to the lady from the Sugar, whatever it was?
Sugarland?
Yeah, she was kind of. I thought that she was becoming like the.
Difficult to work with.
What are you? Do you have
How
the
do you
difficult
know?
to work with celebrity hotline?
I know everything.
All right, hold on.
It just happened twice.
Hold on. So I thought for a while, a few years ago, that she was becoming the younger Reba McEntire. Because Reba McEntire became like the female host of a lot of country music things. And then it seemed like after Sugarland, I guess, broke up or whatever, Jennifer Nettles, she seemed like she was starting to be that kind of thing. I thought there'd be like a sitcom at some point afterward. Remember, Reba had a sitcom
very
for a
successful
while.
one.
And then all of a sudden, I stopped seeing that stuff. Did she was she difficult to work with or something? She was. How do you know this? Where
I know people in that universe who works very closely with
these
those
are
people.
allegations.
Yes.
These are allegations.
Sure.
Let me just say,
It hasn't gone to court yet.
All I know. So she's been impeached, but no trial, but she's not been removed.
Yeah, people. A lot of people don't realize that impeachment doesn't mean that you're just out of the band.
No, that's right.
I didn't know they broke up. They were so successful.
Well, you know how it is now. You say you're breaking up, and then you just go away and get away from each other. You get away from each other for a few years, then you get back together and you make a whole bunch of money because your audience is 7 years older and they got that much more money.
Sometimes your audience is 50 years old.
That's right. They got a lot of money to spend.
That's
so why
right.
not go back and take it? But I will tell you this: when I first came to town, I was on this other radio show, and for many years, and we came to town in '98, and we came from California. And we're like, well, how do we put our arms around the community? So we decided every Friday for the first few months or whatever, we would feature local bands because it was a rock and roll station, and we would feature local bands, and then we would give them a shot, and we'd talk to them, and they'd sing, and she was in a band not called Sugarland, called Soul Miner's Daughter at the time, and we would have them in. We had them in a couple of times, and she was very nice, and I think that we had a good kind of thing. Like I think being on the show helped them, maybe helped them with their live shows or whatever. So then when Sugarland took off, I thought, wow, she's a friend of the show. Surely she'll come back and say hello. And no, many feelers were tossed out there, but it was explicitly understood that no, I don't need your low rent rock and roll morning show any longer. I don't know if you've noticed the album sales from the band I'm in now, but no, there will be no return engagement, which I found kind of soured me a little bit.
I can tell.
Now, it's a possibility, let's be real, that she never actually even heard it, that somebody in the middle, some management person, was the one who did that. But
those guys are awful. You don't want to be on their show.
Yeah. See, look, you got a thing going here, Jennifer, and with the rock and roll misogyny, you don't need that. Use them when you need them. You don't need them anymore. So whatever you do, don't be grateful to people who helped you out when you weren't really huge and famous.
Yeah, the well is dry, Jennifer.
The well is dry.
Just go to the bowl.
Yeah, that wasn't
Smart.
around
That's
then.
a smart move.
I don't think the bowl was around then.
No,
was
it wasn't yet.
Yeah, so that's okay. I'm not bitter or anything like that. I just thought I'd pass along that little rock and roll show business story because it was that was kind of a rock band, and then they became. What was Sugarland? Was it
country?
Was it
Pop
country?
poppy?
Pop country, yeah.
Yeah.
They were kind of
country.
I think they were just after Rascal Flatts. Rascal Flatts kind of set off that pop country sound.
Thank God.
Rascal.
Look, I was a Diamond Rio man then. I'm a Diamond Rio man now. Is that what they're called? Rio Diamond? I tell you, that's trouble waiting to happen. We'll get to that in a little bit.
I think you're still bitter about that esports thing.
Oh, what? Because the Cox people are spending the people who own us are spending almost $3 million on an esports team.
It makes a lot of money, man.
Well, they're gonna be if they got $2 million for that, then they got what they can hand over more for the person who's growing his audience by leaps and bounds. Me first, and then maybe others. It's not actually. It shouldn't surprise us so much that the Cox Media Group is now they have their own esports team. It's actually, I looked into, they had the history up there in the hallway. Back in 1922, when we first went on the air, WSB sponsored a professional pinochle team. And they were apparently the best in the South. I don't know what pinochle is. It's a card game, isn't it?
Yes, it is a card game.
I have no idea what it is.
I've never played it.
It just makes me want to do this.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear the word
your
knuckle,
knuckles,
I have to do that. All right, Tim Andrews would like to push something, ladies and gentlemen. This is an advertisement for Tim Andrews and what he's doing. You want to get closer to Tim Andrews? Here's a way.
Well, we have the podcast Radio Labyrinth. Autumn's on that every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And
filthy.
We have our movie club tonight. And
movie club? I didn't know you had a movie club.
Well, it's our first ever movie club.
What is it, Citizen Kane?
No, nothing that,
Good?
No.
I get it.
No,
All
we
right.
want people to have fun.
Okay.
Zombieland Double Tap came out last weekend. We're offering people to come out tonight at 9 o'clock at the Spring Cinema and Tap House in Sandy Springs. It's off of Roswell Road. Just come out at 9. We'll hang out a little bit. The movie starts at 9:30. It's only $10.
Oh, all right. There you go. All right. So where's it again?
It is at the Spring Cinema and Tap House in Sandy Springs, Radio Labyrinth Movie Club.
Now, the Tap House part, that isn't about sex or anything.
No, it is about it's beer. And you can
okay.
have a beer and get some food and watch a movie.
I thought it was another name for,
there's a lot of tapping going on. The movie is Double Tap, too. Zombieland Double Tap. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of tapping going on.
Yep.
And you can tap with your favorite man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews.
That's right.
All right, what do you have for me?
I have
some open mics?
Open mics and Facebook feedback.
I want you to play for me the smartest, most intelligent open mic we have.
I think I have just the one.
Okay. All right, but it's okay. That's fine, sir. But I have to say, from my political point of view, I disagree. Oh boy!
Isn't that what you hear when you hear all of them?
There it again. Okay, what's the point again? I can't beat that. I have no comeback to that. This guy is just too good.
Put you in your place.
He certainly did. You can put it on the internet. You can put on the internet. Talk show host.
Put in his place.
Put in his place by loyal listener. I'm going to click that.
Then you also had another listener named Paul who wrote on, or actually he made a meme of you.
A meme of you. This is not good. I've been memed.
And
what happens with memes? Let me just say, whatever it is, even if it's good, it starts with that, and then before you know it, people are attributing Hitler quotes to you. And then after that, somebody's going, "Oh, that guy, you listen to that guy?"
He says in this meme here, it's got a picture of your old headshot.
Oh,
where
I
you're
don't
a little
like
yellow.
that. The one where I'm all jaundiced.
Yeah, you're a little yellow.
I have a new headshot out there. We don't even have it in the hallway.
We will
I
replace
was
it
not
later.
jaundiced that day. I don't know why the lighting makes me look like I'm yellow.
It has got a little Von Haessler Doctrine logo, and it says, it's a quote from today that you said on the air.
Uh-huh.
Quote starts, This is America 2019. There is no difference between fame and infamy. Eric von Haessler.
Look at that. See, it starts out good until there's, there'll be not even Hitler's. Yeah, that'll be there.
Arbeit Mach frei.
Yeah.
Eric von Haessler.
It'll say that. That's my meme, Eric von Haessler. They'll find something Joseph Mengele said or something. They'll put my jaundiced face up over it, and everybody will think that I said it.
And this next open micer, Eric.
We have another.
Yeah, he's resisting you. He thinks that you don't understand what's going on behind closed doors, why the Democrats are doing this. So he's here to lecture you.
Okay.
This is for Eric von Haessler. He was wondering why the impeachment inquiries are being held in secret. This is the investigative portion, similar to a grand jury. They don't want witnesses comparing notes. That's why it's secret. The trial doesn't happen until it goes to the Senate and it's presided by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. So this is still the investigative portion. So that's why it's still secret. When they get to the trial, if they get to the trial, that's when things will open up and you'll hear cross-examination from both sides.
Yeah, okay, I understand how it works. But this is not always the way that it's done. I do not believe. Now, if somebody knows that I'm wrong, I do not believe the Republicans did it this way when they impeached Clinton. And I'm on the record as saying that was a mistake. It shouldn't have been done. But impeachment is supposed to be both. It's not supposed to be. Well, it is what it is. It's political, but it has been used in the sense of, oh my goodness, this is a big deal, removing a sitting president, so everybody on Capitol Hill needs to be involved in seeing whether it should be done. Now, that's ideal, but I believe the Republicans did this stuff in public. If I'm wrong, if someone can correct me, then let me know on that.
Boehner changed those rules. And I just read about it this morning. So
Boehner
changed it when he was the Speaker of the House.
I know, but they did not do this behind closed doors for Clinton.
I know. I'm saying that was after Clinton.
Oh.
Long after. It was in the 2000s.
And also, this is something I think people are not really looking into. And it's because it's kind of subtle. It's not the tip of the iceberg that we see with everything that's going on. But how much of this is just party payback? I mean, because what does impeachment without removal do? It just stains the presidency. And Republicans hated Clinton, and they couldn't believe, from their point of view, that the American people bought this load of crap from this used car salesman, and they just wanted to stain. And that's exactly what's going on here. It's just a stain. And I remember when Bush was so unpopular, there were people who started talking then, we need impeachment. I think there's a little bit of payback going on here. It's hard to put your finger on that, but there's a level of that going on here. Because we know that this one's not going to be removed, just like the last one wasn't removed. All right, that music tells me it's time for us to be removed. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I am a professional broadcaster. There we go. We are done on the radio side, but we're not completely done. We always go over and do the podcast 30. You're welcome to join us. How can they join us?
There are two places they can go, Eric.
Yeah?
They can go to the Von Haessler Doctrine Facebook page or the WSB Radio Facebook page.
There's actually three places they can go.
Go to hell.
All right. Now, what do you do once you're there?
You click the little red box in all three of those places, and you can see us do the podcast 30 live in the studio using Facebook Live.
All right, we're going to come back and do one more of these. Thanks for listening to the Von Haessler Doctrine podcast. Remember, you can hear the show every weekday from 9 to noon right here on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Like current events and want to be the smartest among your friends? Then the Power Pod is the show for you.
The Power Pod is a weekly recap show where we cover the current events of the week.
It's a show where we're not afraid to get serious.
And we're not afraid to have some fun.
So try us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, the WSB Radio app, WSBRadio.com, Stitcher, CastBox. Okay. Anywhere there are podcasts, we are there. So power up with the Power Pod!
Let him get a little whitetail. That's what I'm saying. Ooh. Then kill him. Don't just use the fact that they're horny against them and then kill them. I don't like the taste of venison anyway.
Me neither. That's why I just chop a head up and leave a body there.
You've joined the Von Haessler Doctrine Podcast 30, already in progress. We were preempted by the hunting news.
I looked up the definition.
Of?
It's a little bit different than we're all saying.
Of rutting?
Yeah.
Rutting.
An annual period of sexual activity in deer and some other mammals during which the males fight each other for access to the females.
Yeah,
so it's a little bit different than what each of us said.
But that's why that's the time to hunt them because they're
right. But I was saying it's like a digging with your nose. Tim said it's actual sex. Jared was the closest one.
He's using the colloquial card.
Colloquial.
Colloquial.
I got a colloquial implant.
Hey, don't knock it.
Hey, don't make fun of people who have the colloquials. The colloquials fell off.
Do not mock people who can't hear good.
Well, Rush. Well. Hear well.
I say good.
Because you're one of the people. What are you staring at me for?
Looking at that lady mouthing things.
Oh. What? You can't? What's the matter?
I was signing because people with cochlear implants are a lot of times deaf.
When you're working in an audio medium, signing is usually very effective. Very effective. What do we talk? Oh, we got to do a thing here. We're going to upset the people.
Yes. But you guys are doing a great job letting me load up everything.
That's what we... hey, look, pal. You keep that to yourself.
You guys let me load it up.
Yeah, you and your loading up. That's
I love loading it up while you guys talk. Banter.
Yes.
Hey, Jared, you want to come over and be buds?
Sure, man.
What's that? No, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
What?
I don't.
You don't?
Buds? No.
J.O. buds.
Oh, is that like a circle thing?
No, you're just sitting around watching a movie, take care of,
you know what? Let's
we're
call
just
it.
friends.
Let's call that. That's. And there's nothing wrong with
No.
it. That's just people who can't admit that they're gay.
No, it's just buddies helping each other out.
Yeah, just helping each other.
People with zero boundaries.
Yeah. Give your a helping hand.
Yeah.
What's the song? Put a little love in your life.
Put a little love in your heart. Yeah.
Heart. That's right. How does that go? A little helping hand.
Think of your fellow man, give him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. Feed me, Seymour.
Little love in your lap. The Love and Lapful. That's the name of my new band.
Put a calloused hand in my lap. Wait, what?
What'd you just say?
I said put a calloused hand in my lap.
Oh, is that you like the working man?
Like a rough.
You like a working man.
I want a guy that's
like
worked.
a plumber. You're like George Michaels was. You like working men.
I want a
like
guy,
the celebrities.
I want a guy that's worked in a
real man.
A guy that's, fixing cars all day. He's got the grease on his hands.
Ooh,
a real man.
Yeah,
don't give me these little I mean, if I want to be with a girl, I'll be with a girl.
Sure, I got lava soap in the bathroom.
Give me a man.
You wait until we're finished.
Give me a man.
That lava soap gives it a little extra grit that you're into.
I want that Tom Selleck action.
Yeah.
Big old mustache, big broom mustache.
Got that beard and you smell like beer.
That push broom.
Yeah, stinky.
I want to smell like beard oil afterwards.
You ready, Jared?
I'm ready. Just stumbled across this. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, like a manly man.
Welcome to the podcast 30.
If I'm going to have sex with a man, it's going to be Tom Selleck.
That's right.
Yeah, I assure you, for everyone that's just tuning in for the first time, the original FISA warrant talk is going to begin at 12:31.
That's what's going
I'd have sex with a man if somebody would just give me their damn FISA warrant.
Jared, do you know about the Facebook being...
Hold on. That's going to be the meme thing. The meme thing is going to be Eric Von Haessler. If I'm going to have sex with a man, it's going to be Tom Selleck. What, are we not on Facebook?
We are, but the audio is coming through the microphone in the room and not through the mics.
Is it really? Well, let's see.
Is it really?
What am I hearing? Me? Oh, that's me.
Yeah, it's you.
All right.
What is that?
Shut up. That's the GOP.
It's like a random crowd.
It's the GOP storming the hearing. Why am I talking like Rush?
There were already GOP congressmen in there.
No, I know, but you're not supposed to be in there if you're not part of one of the committees.
Oh, okay.
So they did it. It's a big PR thing, but I mean, it's that's the world we're in now.
Well, listen,
it's all
the
stunts.
liberals on Twitter were just taking them to task.
Oh, I bet they were. I'll tell you what. I'm glad I'm not on Twitter. Now I'm not watching TV news. I'm not on Facebook really, except the show's on Facebook, but I'm not on it, and I'm not on Twitter. The show's not on Twitter. I told Jared, maybe we should be on Twitter. He's like, nah.
He just doesn't want to do it.
So we're on Insta. And I said, what? Insta what? He goes,
Instacart.
Yeah.
I think the next move for Von Haessler Doctrine is TikTok.
TikTok. TikTok.
TikTok. Hey, don't stop on my stuff. How about Twitch? Why don't you get on Twitch?
If you want to talk about wanting to get involved with the Atlanta Reign,
wow,
the
team,
best,
the
team that we
God.
own, Cox Media Group or Cox Enterprises owns.
Stop giving commercials. I don't care.
No. Barron loves the Reign. I can't stand the Reign.
All All right, you ready?
Against your window?
Right.
What about, I'm trying to think of that Milli Vanilli song.
Blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the rain. Yeah.
You ever see the guys who really sang this song? This song?
Yeah.
Big fat guys. I loved it.
It was like two women and a guy.
Yeah, it was two fat guys.
A woman is in there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Wait a minute. Nobody. You know that I knew that like 6 months before it broke?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We were working at WPXY when that was a popular song. It was a top 40 station. And MTV used to do a tour, a concert tour. So it came through our town. Milli Vanilli, Was Not Was, and like Paula Abdul. And so we were the top 40 station. And so at the show, like one of the promoters pulled Larry aside, not me. He told me. And back then they're like, yeah, it's not really them singing. Don't tell anybody.
Whoa.
But Larry being Larry, the next day on the air, he said it at like 6:15 in the morning. And nobody noticed because it was, Market 42.
Wow.
And then 6 months later, it turned into the biggest thing. One of those guys committed suicide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what's weird about it is they show the thing that broke that was that they were performing and that the tape or whatever was skipping.
Yeah.
And so they had to run off stage. But I feel like that would be for most performances.
Yeah,
that wasn't it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was on that tour, I think, later on that tour. Yeah, you'd think it's just, everybody's lip syncing, so what's the big deal?
Right. I feel like that was a weird.
Maybe their real voices came through or something. Like, blame it on the rain.
What was the other song of theirs?
The one that was a ripoff of that Blood, Sweat, and Tears song. What goes up must come. I always felt like maybe that was Blame It on the Rain.
Blame It on the Rain, and what was the rest?
Yeah, what was the?
Well, look it up. If only there was a machine.
But it's fun to think of it and then come up with it. You feel accomplished.
Not when you don't only have so much time to do your show.
No, let's just sit around and think about it on the air.
Baby.
All right,
don't
Eric,
forget my number.
Oh, that was it. So it's the Blame It on the Rain that I feel like is based on the music of What Goes Up. They had one that reminded me of that.
What? Y'all are crazy.
All right, you ready?
You're crazy.
You crazy.
Just because you put on a sweater doesn't mean you're
I know,
smart.
my grandma said it.
All right, Eric, so you're starting the show. This is hour one.
Excuse me, Autumn. I am taking direction from my producer.
Girl, you know it's girl, you know it's girl, you know it's girl.
Okay. All right, guys. You got to either sing or you just kept the same dance step. Girl, you know, girl, you know, girl, you know. All right. There's something wrong here.
I'll just keep doing it. I'll just keep going.
They're either robots or they're not singing this song. All right.
All right, so you're starting hour one, so live from Sherwood Forest.
Oh, I got to do the whole deal.
Yep.
All right.
And just give me enough time to fade it out so I can hit the
Hell
sounder.
no.
All right, here we go. Starting seg one in 3, 2, 1.
Live from Sherwood Forest in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, hour one of the Von Haessler Doctrine starts right now. I am your lovable, huggable, mid-morning chat host, Eric Von Haessler, surrounded by the lovely Doctrinaires, Tim Andrews, Autumn Fisher, and the forever young and handsome Jared Yamamoto.
Feeling great today, too, man.
You are feeling great.
Yeah.
You're not looking so good, but if you feel good, you know what? It matters from the inside out. That's all.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I feel great, too. I feel fantastic.
Good. You look good, too.
Yeah, I'm using those things that Autumn got for me with under my eyeballs.
How's it going?
Yeah, I think it's working a little bit.
Doesn't it feel nice?
I have the baggy, what do you call it? It's
baggy
eye bags.
Just eye bags, yeah. And I feel like it's the only thing keeping me away from a good Hollywood career. So Autumn bought me some things to put under my eyes. Makes the swelling go down. Mm-hmm. Now, I always heard that the reason you get those things is because you're not hydrated enough. And if you drink more water, because your body will try to store water in different places. Now, okay, even if that is true, I got to say to the body, so what? Like, what do I get? 7 more minutes out of the water that could be held under my eyes? It's not like a canteen.
Yeah. I'm going to ration my eye bag water.
Right. It's like, hey, you're going to live for like 6.5 more minutes out in the desert. Yeah, thank you. That's good to know.
Well, the human body is resourceful, and you never know. You might be thankful for those eye bags.
What are you, the spokesperson for the human body?
Yes,
I'm here. Let me push back on you, Eric. The human body is a wonderful thing.
The secret is that I'm paid for by Dr. Joe. That's what it is.
Quite strange today. We're going to start off not with headlines. We're going to start off with this.
The experts say.
Experts say.
No experts are warning.
Experts say.
The experts say.
Experts say.
The experts say on the Von Haessler Doctrine.
So the way this works is we always see in our news aggregators and places we go to figure out what stories we're going to do. There's always plenty of stories that have the two words experts say in the headline. So these headlines that Jared throws at me, that's the basic standard is it has to say experts say in the headline. So
and these ones are specific experts too. And this first story,
specific expert,
yes,
as opposed to the general expert at large.
Yes, exactly. These ones are, and we'll start with air pollution experts.
Air pollution. These are people who know everything there is to know about air pollution because the rest of us are busy. We can't, we can know a little about it, but we don't know everything.
Yeah, we don't know all that stuff.
We can use words like particulates and things like that every once in a while. That's about as far as we can go. We're not experts.
Air pollution experts say current standards must be strengthened to protect the public health.
Well, I mean, that's what they're always saying, right? I mean, isn't the air pretty
These standards have been dismissed by the Trump administration.
Well, I know, but, people are living longer than they've ever lived before. And so it must mean something. We are all living longer. Fat people are living into their 80s these days. And yet we're constantly told that the sky is falling and things are terrible. And if we don't turn this around, everybody's going to die. And what I've noticed is people are living longer than ever. Like I say, this is all the proof you need. Fat people are living to be in their 80s now. That never happened when I was a kid. The only guys who were left, or gals, in their mid-80s were just skinny people. And now we have we've never been healthier. And I remember air pollution. It
used to be terrible.
Yeah, it used to be terrible. I imagine it was bad for your health. But it seems to me now that the air is much cleaner than it used to be. I mean, I'm no expert.
Well, these experts at the Independent Particulate Matter Review Panel.
Independent Particulate Matter Review, the IPMR?
I believe so.
God, their convention is a lot of fun.
Oh. Hey, you think it's not.
Yeah.
You think it's
Wild.
not.
It is.
Let me tell you, those hotel rooms about 2 a.m.
Counting particulates that late at night?
Oh, they are swapping particulates like you wouldn't believe.
They are really worried about how much there is in each area, in each cubic square of air. They're really worried about
cubic square
of air. They're really worried about how many particulates are in there now.
I'm not worried about it. And my guess is if we became as worried as they were about it to do the things that they want to do about it, they'd somehow make a lot of money. Either by coming up with the plans or the studies or the whatever. If everything is so terrible, why are people living longer than ever? I'm a simple man. I ask simple questions. If everything is worse than it used to be, why are people living longer than ever on average?
But are we happy living this long?
Who gives a damn? That's a whole other question about whether, if you're not happy, then you would want the air pollution to get worse so you die younger.
I wish I'd died when I was 40.
Yeah, nothing really's happened since then. Huh?
Yeah.
They peaked.
Everything quit working.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I'm 55. I'm getting the whole thing about things stopping working.
Really?
Well, yeah, the plumbing starts having troubles. You gotta take a pill for this.
That is terrifying, man.
It's not terrifying. You just live through it. There's one way to avoid it: die young.
Yep.
So really,
yeah. It's terrifying hearing a bomb go through the air or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's terrifying.
It's not terrifying.
I just couldn't imagine going to the restroom and trying to take care of my business and things don't work like that.
Well, what do you think's going to happen? Have you ever thought about the human body? This will freak you out. If you're neurotic, tune out now because this is not going to help. If you think about all the working parts inside of your body, all over your body, the circulatory system, the organs, the bones, the lymph node, all of it, and every piece and part of it has to be working all the time in order for you to keep on functioning. Now think of your car. You have it like 6 or 7 years, and all of a sudden, I got to take it back to the shop. Well, that's what happens. When you get to a certain age, you're kind of a used car that needs to be, you buy a new car, you don't even take it to the shop for like 3 years, right? You're like, just change the oil. Changing the oil. That's like when you're young. That's just like, have a lot of sex. You'll be fine. That's all you need when you're young. Food, sex, fun. But then the car gets a little bit older. You got to take it into the shop a little more often, and you got to get the mufflers cleaned out.
Lube this up for me.
Yeah, you have to get the premium oil change.
That's right. You can't use that. Like when you're young, you can use that cheap when the car's new.
1080, 40 or whatever it is.
Whatever. It says change it every 3,000 miles. I do it about every 10,000. It's a new car.
It's fine.
Then the car gets older. It's like you change the oil every 1,000 miles.
So you're saying you got to have things polished up a little bit, huh?
I've been doing that all my life. Since before I was an adult. I'm talking about body maintenance. What are you thinking of?
Hey, that's part of body maintenance.
It is.
Dirty
It's
people.
very much a part of
Dirty people. I nearly went blind when I was 13. Yes.
Experts say hours spent practicing sports each week should equal children's age, Autumn.
Oh, wow.
What does that mean?
Means how old are your kids, 2 and 5?
Yes.
All right, so the 2-year-old should be doing 2 hours of sports a week.
That's right.
And the 5-year-old should be doing 5 hours of sports a week. I know you're not
No
good with
pressure,
math.
Mommy.
I know you're not good with math, so I wanted to work that out for you.
What does that mean? When you're 12, you should be doing 12 hours a day of sports?
That's exactly what it means.
When you're 14,
How is that possible?
It's not a day, it's a week.
Oh, a week.
A week. So if you were in a football program, 14 hours a week, if you were 14, would be more than usual?
I guess.
Go out to
Well,
the
why does it
park?
have to be sports? Can't it just be activity?
Bring back recess, and then the kids can run around for an hour.
There is still recess.
They don't have recess anymore?
Not in older schools, right?
Older schools? I
Well,
mean,
no, like
the ones
elementary
where the plumbing
schools.
doesn't work?
No, elementary schools. I heard that they don't have recess anymore.
Well, probably
That's not true.
Hold on with your
Oh, okay. The only person in this room who has kids in an elementary school, I can tell you that there is recess.
I have no. I believe you.
Okay, well then don't mock me.
State school?
You were being a very. What do you think? She can afford a private school?
Okay.
What is going on here? She's on the radio.
It just
with
shocks
me.
me. I've heard that they don't have it anymore,
We
so
don't.
I'm glad they do.
What right wing sites are you on?
Well, what do they do at recess? Do they play jacks? Do they walk? Do they like?
Do they play jacks?
They're not allowed to play fist. They're not allowed to have fist fights like we used to.
Dodgeball, fist fights, kickball, things that were
No,
violent.
they have gym class once a week.
You know what I hated about gym class when I was little?
What?
There was I remember being in third grade, and I loved. This is one of my favorite years in school. It was in Wolcott, New York. It's a very small rural community, and it was just a wonderful school. But there was one thing I hated, and that was gym class. And in the middle of the gym, there was a long rope, and went all the way up to. Seemed to me like the ceiling.
Oh yeah, you had to climb that.
There was nothing I could do. There was nothing I could do to teach myself to climb that rope. I looked like an idiot every damn time.
I know, some people could just get up there.
I know,
too.
they're just like scooching. They're doing that scooching thing where their knees go
You gotta
up.
shimmy
and they're
yourself
like,
up.
Yeah,
I was never able to do it either.
Yeah, it's just like, and then you just feel like
It's your
a
upper
fool.
body strength.
Well, I had no upper body. I still have no upper body strength. All my upper body strength is in my brain.
It's your upper body.
It's in my upper body.
Yeah.
And it always was. I was a curious kid, but I could not make it up that damn.
Do you want to try again? I mean, we could probably get a rope set up here in the WSB studios.
No, I would not make it. I would not make it at all. I wonder how many chin-ups I could do these days. Pull-ups.
Oh, zero.
Zero would be the answer.
Yeah.
Although
it's
you
way
know what?
harder than
you know
think.
what the truth is? I'm thinking about now because I've lost weight. I'm thinking I'm gonna get some weights. I think it's time to start adding some. I've never really done that. I mean, I used to be in decent shape at times, but I've never really been in shape. But I don't want to go too far because then you just do it for a while and then it's a phase and you don't do it. I just want to be, just some curls,
Set up a bench, some dumbbells,
not guns, little definition.
Maybe you should Maybe you should apply what these experts say.
Then I'll leave my wife, and I'll marry that gal that Dennis Quaid's going to marry before he gets her, a 26-year-old.
Don't just wait till she's 28 and he's gone.
That's right. He's going to die soon.
Or you could apply the logic these experts say, where it's supposed to be for children and how their age applies to how many hours they should work out.
So
you're 55 years old.
55 hours a week.
55 hours a week of working out. That's what you should do.
That's my commitment now. 55 hours of sports. So watching sports. I already do that. There's at least 55 hours on my couch, either watching sports or people talk about sports. And again, we're still. Hey, should Dak get paid? That's what I watch every day. Should Dak get paid?
Who's that? Should Dak get paid?
Dak is the.
I thought that was a host. Should Dak get
Shadak.
paid?
No, it's not. Should Dak get paid?
A rapper or something.
It's like the question that keeps coming up over and over and over and over. Should Dak get paid? I don't care anymore. Anyway, but I keep watching. You know what I do now? I walk and I watch.
How do you do that?
Good for you.
Yeah, I just
hold the phone.
And plays? hold the phone out in front of me.
How do you not walk into your
How
pool?
do you not fall? Yeah.
Hey, look, if I'm out there walking, and then somebody decides whether or not Dak's going to get paid, and then I miss it.
What are you going to do if someone sees you walking around looking at your television? They're going to think you're looking at something illegal.
Outside?
Well,
First
in
of
your
all,
neighborhood,
you know
you
what?
think everybody suspects
Actually, it's not
you
my
of
phone. I actually bring an old television.
Oh, that's good. Good for your arms.
Yeah, it's
Some
good.
rabbit ears?
Yeah, absolutely. it's over the air. What's next?
Can
From the
Earth,
experts.
Can Earth collide with Mars?
No.
Experts say it could happen.
Whoa, not in your lifetime or in any lifetime. As a matter of fact, when it happens, people won't be around anymore. But it could happen. So add that to your climate change and your air pollution. Just be frightened of everything. I know you live in a time, let's say the sweet spot in history, where people are healthier and living longer than ever. But just keep scaring the hell out of yourself about everything horrible that's happening. Would you rather live in the wagon train days? Is that what people would rather have? How about before they invented comfortable shoes? Is this what people are longing for?
I am.
Yeah, but the study...
How about a time before microwave ovens? It took 45 to 50 minutes to make a pot pie and 30 seconds to eat it. That's the world. That's how the world used to be. It was completely disproportionate. The thing was frozen. Then you get your fork out and you bang a bunch of holes in the top of the pot pie. You have to preheat the oven. That took 15 minutes. Then they had to be in there 45 minutes.
Longer than that, an hour.
Yeah, you pull it out. And you're done with it in like 30 seconds.
Well, you have to let it cool because it's lava.
Well, I'm telling you.
Well, did you run over 2,000 different simulations to figure out how to cook the pot pie correctly?
Well, no.
Because that's what these scientists did. They ran over 2,000 simulations, and they figured out.
I lived in an apartment complex across from Memphis International Airport. We didn't really have the facilities.
Yeah, what is
my pre-microwave days.
What is their logic? What are they saying? That Earth can collide with Mars.
They're saying that the trajectory of the planets can change over time.
Yeah, but the time we're talking about here is, not even millions of years. We're talking probably, millions, but we're probably talking about 500 million or 200 million. And I don't care how many vitamins you're taking from GNC. You're not going to be there to see it.
Mars is going to collide with Earth, and Trump's not doing anything to help it not happen. And so that's why we need to talk about this.
How dare you?
Are you telling me nothing is being done about the collision with Mars?
How dare you?
That's going to ruin her life.
It is. She should be in school.
Oh, Greta.
There are
Have
other
fun in China, Greta.
There are other simulations that say that even Mercury could run into Earth,
well,
too.
It's small.
Mercury?
Yeah,
we could absorb that.
Yeah, and he's fast.
We probably could do it in such a way that it would just become like a second moon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We need another moon because then it can be it can be daylight during the day.
But then ladies be getting their monthlies twice a month, dog.
No, I'm out.
Oh wow, yeah,
I'm out.
You should see how many moons does Jupiter have?
17.
Yeah.
One of these planets has like 54. Is that Saturn or Jupiter?
Jovian women, man, stay away.
Wow.
Woo.
Never a good mood to be had. We have to be careful because this is going to be a few weeks before this is on. I know I went there with the DAC.
Turn your mic back on.
Yeah.
We're not really in a break.
No, I know. But I don't want to be breathing and stuff.
If Dak does get paid, I'll fix it.
All right, but you did the China thing where maybe she will have left China by then. We got to be
She hasn't
careful.
gone there yet.
No, I know, but this isn't going to play for 3 weeks.
Oh.
All right, so now we have the Tim story here. This is the good one.
Really?
The what?
Go to hell.
Tim story.
The Tim story. All right, so we got
Tim story. Like history, Tim story.
I have a rugged history, Tim story.
All right, y'all ready?
Are you done eating? We're going to need you for this one.
Yeah, I'm
done
good,
chewing.
I'm done.
We have Kirk's weather tease
Hey,
first.
how come your best friend is part of that Hoff's stuff?
Yeah.
But it's the man. It's the man's face is the logo. Nah,
Yeah.
He's the hipster and she's not.
Oh.
He's the one that created the recipe. She's the engine behind it.
Yeah. Doesn't deserve to be on the T-shirt, apparently.
Well, she talks about that. She's like, ugh, I see his face everywhere.
No, she's sick and tired of him.
Constantly
She's the
putting
engine
it on.
and the caboose.
Well, Chattanooga.
That's what I'm saying.
Gag.
Yeah, right on him.
Yeah, because she's got.
Why do you keep eating? We're going to need you.
I don't
have
any
keep
food
chewing.
in my mouth.
You are. There's something going on.
Don't worry about you.
Something going.
I know what I'm doing.
There's something going on in that mouth of yours.
Well, there always is, isn't there?
All right, here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
All right. Are there other things that experts are saying that we should talk about?
Yes.
Chat about?
This is actually one that I believe Tim Andrews would agree with. A futuristic...
This guy right here? Tim
yes,
Andrews?
Tim
That one?
Andrews,
Oh.
yes. Yes, a futuristic invisibility cloak has been unveiled, and experts say it could hide an entire building.
Ooh, that'd come in handy at strip clubs.
Yeah, I know, but I don't quite understand why it applies to Tim Andrews.
Harry Potter.
Oh, you like invisibility cloaks?
Well, one of the Horcruxes that was given to Harry Potter was the invisibility cloak.
Yeah, I didn't know that because I'm a well-adjusted adult male.
I understand, but
in
there's
America.
so many maladjusted people out there that understand that.
It's very good. You know, I think the invisibility thing, first of all, the lighting has to be right. We have the technology. We know we have the technology to basically make something disappear through lighting. Well, there's a commercial. Was it the Ford something?
I believe so,
Some
yeah.
truck, and they not only is there...
they put it over their boat trailer.
Anything that you're hauling behind you. So when you look into the video screen to see what's behind you, if you're hauling a boat trailer or something behind you, you click a thing, it makes that invisible so you can see what's behind that.
Well, that's cool.
So, are you eating something?
No!
There's something
I
in your
said
mouth.
that's cool.
You sound to me like you're
I'm
eating
not
something.
eating anything.
It's highly
I'm not
unprofessional.
eating anything.
It's highly
By
unprofessional.
the way, it's a Hallows, not a Horcrux. I made a mistake. Sorry.
Well, I didn't know that because, again, I'm a well-adjusted middle-aged man in America, so I know nothing about Harry Potter. Finish your food.
Expeliosis.
How much more great work can I do around here in a day
Ugh.
or a week?
We
Man,
gotta-
I am going
So
to
crazy.
take so
Wow.
much money from these people.
We got to bring up Marshmallow tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to bring that up today.
Eric.
Hey, y'all. He didn't even spell it right. What an
Help
idiot.
me with this, guys.
But, I mean, Jared didn't even understand what he was asking.
I know.
Jared responded like, no, that's a good artist.
It's
Eric
a good
Erickson,
costume.
who is a very religious man, is saying, should I worry about the types of people that my kid,
He's not like that, though, to his family.
No, everybody is like that to your family. You worry about your kids. You want to know what they're into. Why are they... for instance, if they come home with eyeliner and they're all of a sudden goths or something, and you love them and you got to deal with it.
Yeah, is it an emo band or is it like mummy rock? Which one is it? I need to know.
Yeah, that's what he's asking. Like, what is this... I know
dirty?
Yeah, is there nothing... Yeah, and then, I don't know. I'm sure EDM is just, an STD-filled... kind of genre of music.
Marshmallow is pop though now. Basically, he's crossed over so much.
He was on Sesame Street.
Yeah, but so was.
He also was on Fortnite.
So was that.
He's all over the
so
place.
was that guy who did Elmo, and he was apparently.
He didn't really, did he?
Yeah, that guy was. He was handsy with
The guy who
kids.
dressed up like him in New York City.
No, the guy who played Elmo for years and years and years.
The puppeteer.
The puppeteer.
The puppeteer.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I don't know if that case was actually very true.
Very true. It went to court. Look
I
it
didn't
up.
think.
He paid. There was more than one.
Sometimes you just pay it to go away, even if it's not true.
I believe 15 or 16 was the age that I saw in the story.
Too old.
Forgot.
Tickle me. Oh, please.
Tickle me, Elmo.
Hey, Elmo.
Go to hell.
Hey, guys.
Go to hell.
All right.
Elmo wants to touch you inappropriately.
All right, hey.
I like Sully. He's better. Tully.
I don't know what that is.
Tully's his uncle.
Is it? All right, that music tells me. Hey, look, people. I would stay here all day for you. Also because I don't really have much of a life of my own. But I'm forced to leave. But we will return at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And you and yours are invited to join us. We'll see you then. But until then, How about a big kiss? Bye-bye.
Just like that, a show is born.
That is correct. A show is born.